The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the Panther. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. So hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season and people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
Oh man, each and every week it looks like Puka Nakua is gonna be giving me what I need. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Because that dude just rushed for that shit already set off Tyrone. But he ran for a 45-yard touch. He hit a 45-yard touchdown run.
He
So
got a
that's giving
tutty,
me
huh?
fantasy. He's giving me fantasy points right out the gate, yo. But you know who this is. You know who we are. This is the Starfire Podcast. It's your boy the mayor, that DJ Ace 5, your mom's favorite fat guy from, I would say, deepest, darkest Africa, but it's more like Africa hot outside right now. So hot, I had to put an ice pack on my phone so my shit don't fucking go crazy. But as always, hit that box. 20% off your order. No pause on hitting the box. It's all play. That's all play. 20% off your order using the code STARTING5 at hooksrub.com. 10% off your order with our affiliates at W. Lisp, what up?
What's up? Glad to be here. Had a cool week at work. Let me tell you. So, I got one of those people that is one of those people that think that they can do things better than I can do things, even though you hire me to do things. And he came up this week and he goes, "You're having a problem with getting these sheets out." And he comes over and he's supposed to be offering some help, but then he got this crazy idea, and I said to him, "Well, go ahead on and orchestrate that idea. I don't want no parts of it." And let's just say he broke the machine in a way that I've never seen a machine break before, because the steel separated from the
Damn.
but it didn't break at the weld. He actually messed the machine up so bad that it broke the solid steel part. Not the welds didn't break. The actual solid steel got a big ass fucking earthquake split in it. And I'm just glad that it wasn't me, because I did this here. When he came up and he said, "Why don't we do this, that, and the other?" I said, "Yo, that sounds crazy." He said, "Let's try it." I did this here.
That sounds like cheap ass American steel. You don't hear about that with Chinese steel.
I act like he was the police.
Was
You
me.
know what I mean? So I felt a little vindicated that, like, he thought I didn't go through every avenue that I went through to do it, and he thought he knew a better way, or a special way, or a way that he was going to get it done.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
That's a
My
great
name is
feeling.
Bennett, and I ain't in it.
I learned now to not to just listen to them and do what they tell me, just to go, "Hey, that's crazy to me, and I don't want." And I've learned now that I have the ability to say, "Hey, man, I don't want no parts. Hands off." And I let him put his hands on, and I'm feeling good coming into today. TJ, what's up?
What's up, man? The gummies quick kicking in because I had another rough day at the ball court this morning. I'm definitely, I don't know, man. My body's not shutting down, but I definitely got it. It's taking longer to get back in shape. And last week I could barely stand up after ball. My shit was. That's why I didn't make the show. I'm sorry, y'all. I came home from ball, took a shower. It was like, yo, we're going on later. I was like, yo, that's time for a nap. And I missed the whole fucking afternoon, people. So,
Took me out, bro. Yep. That's exactly what took me out, man.
so, I'm
From
better
the
this
old people,
week. Hope,
boy.
yeah, I'm better this week. I'll hopefully be better next week. I'm not as sore, so I think my body's coming back. And yeah, that's it. That is it. I'm shot. Jamal, good
That's
to
what's
see you,
up.
brother.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Good to see y'all too, man. Yeah, man. Happy to be back after a little bit of travel and work and stuff like that. But same thing happened to me, man. I flew back in last week, and then we said we had the later starts. I was like, yeah, let me get a little nap in. That was it. Getting those a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
Jet lag, all that shit, man. You don't recover the same.
I was telling Dan before the show, my body did a full reset. Like, when you
Hmm.
shut the computer down, it's like, yo, we're gonna do a cold reset. We're just gonna shut it all the way down, nothing go into it, and then we're gonna boot it back up. And that shit didn't boot back up to 8:30, dog. So
Right. He
my
just
shit was
pulled the
updating. You
battery.
know what I'm
Y'all both pulled the battery.
Damn,
saying?
8:30.
Yep, it was like that. Yeah, it was like quarter to eight. Something I got up. I was like, damn, it's time to go back
Bro,
to bed.
I didn't even move to piss. Like I was dead, yo. I was dead, man. Yo,
Uh,
You
playing
woke up in
back,
time for 60 minutes, man.
bro,
yo. Because my body was like, yo, what the fuck did you do today, man? Why were you so active?
Wrap
And
that drink.
I wasn't even playing hard. Like it was bad, man. It was bad. I was breathing hard. I drank like 3 gallons of water. It was crazy, bro. It wasn't as
that's
bad this week,
yeah,
but
bro. That's a warning shot. That's your body telling you, hey, slow down, nigga, slow down.
I always said I'll stop balling when my body tells me to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? I won't go past it. But damn.
So, so when you shoot now, you don't say LeBron. That's out, right?
No, 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 no. It was never LeBron. It was always gonna be Starks because that was my boy back in the day. So
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's a
nah,
terrible.
man.
TJ about to be yelling Charles Smith.
Fuck all
What up,
y'all.
O?
You know
What
what I'm
up, O?
saying? I like to see y'all run full court for 2 hours, man.
Man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hope your weekend was less physical. Pause. Oh, maybe that
Nah,
could be a good thing. I don't know.
nah. My weekend was good, man. My weekend was good, man. Got to chill out, grill a little bit. I always find reason to get on that grill, man. So did that a little bit. Went ahead and you know, uh, watched the festivities last night. I know we're gonna get into that a little bit
Yeah,
later.
yeah. We're gonna get into that. We definitely gonna get
Yeah,
into that.
yeah, man. So yeah, I had a good time, man. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
So,
Well, lucky y'all. Y'all have lives. All I do is fucking work. All I do is work, work, work. That's why I was trying to say pre-show, like, yo, I'm excited for J1, man, because I know mentally, I need, even though I just came off vacation where I didn't do shit like I wanted, I need I realize what the reset I need is TJ, that once or twice a year where we all
You
get
gotta
up.
go outside. Yeah, you gotta go
I haven't
outside.
and I haven't done that once yet this year. I haven't done that once yet this year.
No, I
You know, we
usually have seen you at least once already in this year before J1 Con.
yeah, yeah, and I haven't been able to do any of it because this is the first week at work. Fucking, I didn't have to work fucking 6 days in a row. I actually got my day off on Wednesday, which happened to be my new therapist day. So that worked out for that much. But then, working just 3 days, it felt like fucking I worked a whole other week just working 3 days. Like it felt like I worked a full 5 day work week. in just three
That's
days.
crazy.
I got fucking see, I got forced to do some shit that I said I wanted to go my whole career never doing. I got forced to have to give somebody a warning letter this week, which it hurt my pride a little bit because I was like, damn, I felt defeated because I never wanted to do this. But the guy who made me do it, he's an asshole. He knows he's an asshole, but I get along with him in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, but he forced me to fucking force me to write somebody up because I'm not. You know what it is to me. You know what it is to me. And Tyrone, I'm sure you can kind of understand to a point because you are of some type of supervision like me. It's it's so much better to get along with the people who work for you because then you're always going to get what you need out of them. But then when you get to the people that are above you who forget where they came from and lose touch, now respectfully, yes, they have a job to do. But when they forget where they fucking came from and they look at the subordinates almost as the enemy
Yeah.
instead of I need y'all, to me, that's always a problem. And like
Um,
I say all the time, like they can't take 15 and a half years of being a Sandman out of me. I spent more time in that uniform than I will in the current uniform that I am in. So
it's
I'll always have the respect for the regular worker because I didn't forget where I came from. Plus, also, you give respect, you get more respect. And that's to me, it's easy like that.
it's real funny that you said that because I just had that experience. One of my so the big boss dude came up and he was like, hey, he wanted to do that crazy idea, and to do that we had to burn a hole in the sheet. And so I sent my worker. I said, here, take the torch, go down there with him and burn the hole in the sheet. Now I don't know if my man got nervous because the big boss was standing over top of him. I don't know what the case may be, but he was having trouble burning the hole in the sheet. And the guy, the operator in the machine was like, Tyrone, look at him, he's fucking up. And I'm like, listen, man, he's been in long enough. He know how to use that torch. He got a job to do. He just got to do it. And he's like, oh, he's taking long. He's fucking up. He's doing all this and that. And I'm like, look, man, that's on him. Then the big boss was behind him, all like, what are you doing? Like trying to chastise him. And I told him, I said, like, leave him alone, whatever. And he said to me, well, why didn't you do it? I said, you don't pay me to do it. You pay me to tell him to do it. So that's what I did. And then he goes, well, why don't you take it from him, show him how it's done or whatever? I said, no, he knows how to use that torch. He's been in for years. He's just having a fucked up time right now. Leave him alone.
That
Let
happens.
You know what I mean? And everybody was dragging on me like you supposed to make sure he do it right on this and all. And I said, no, I'm not going to embarrass my fucking worker like that because when y'all not around and I tell him to burn something, then he's going to be saying to me, why don't you do it? You know what I mean? It's a
Right.
respect over here. So I just let it go, man.
And see, and like when I recognize the sand workers, like if I see them doing some shit that like I know it's like it looks like they're doing it the wrong way, I'll let them keep attempting, but then I step in and I'm hands on. Like a lot of people in my ranks, like once they got to that rank, they don't want to do shit. I've been the guy who still sling. I was in the street slinging bags with people because this is how you get shit done. Let me show you. Yo, I see what you're trying to do, but if you got caught by somebody who's not me, your ass would be in trouble. Here's how you do it right and make it look good. I'm a hands-on person to where I will show you, but then after that, it's like, okay, you should have it.
No, no, no.
You know,
There's a difference between doing something. I would say the difference between doing something wrong, where it's fucked up, where you're not doing it right, and doing it more efficient. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. He had the torch lit. He heated up the metal. He was doing it right. He just wasn't doing it to the efficiency that I would do it. You know what I mean? Like they see me burn something, I can just burn it right out. He was taking his time. He was doing a little bit extra shit. You know what I mean? He was just taking
yeah,
long
and
to stay
and
effective,
that
whatever.
and that's the same. That's one of those same approaches that I take when I see somebody doing some shit. It's like,
Mhm.
yo. All right, like for instance, like y'all know with the snow, we gotta put plows on and off a truck, right? So I'm walking somebody through. I didn't walk them through it how thoroughly I normally do. There's a dude with like a month on the job, but I'm trying to show him little things and I'm giving him the tips and tricks to make things more efficient. But while we're doing it, I'm actually hands on with him because again, only a month on the job, you only left the training facility where that's the only place you've done this. Let me show you how to do this shit to make it go down right. So yeah, efficiency, yeah, but it and then again, even if it's with people with time on the job, I still will
Yeah,
jump in and be hands on and be like, yo, y'all know how I used to get down. Let me show you how to make this easier.
right. But that's a private thing. That's me and him later on. I could be like, yo, you was burning that slow dog, so let me show you how to burn it. But I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
it in front of
Right.
everybody watching him
Right.
embarrassing.
Because then that could cost them his job because it's
You know
like,
what I
oh,
mean?
you let your supervisor come in and do this. Yeah, we
I
don't
won't
need you
want to
here no
embarrass.
more.
Later on,
Right.
I can say, "Yo, dog, you burnt that kind of slow, my man." I'll tease him about it, and we'll play on it and we'll get it right. But they wanted me to
Hmm.
like snatch it from him right in front of the supervisor, and they wanted me like to berate him or something. And I was just like, "No, he gonna
Mm-mm.
get it done, and leave him alone, man." And I think honestly, the supervisor was standing over top of him, looking down on him like his dad. I think he just kind of made my man a little nervous, and so I
Yeah,
had to tell him, I said,
absolutely.
"Man, I said, back up off him, man. Like he used to me. He ain't used to you. So just move out his way and let him do it." But I don't know, they wanted me to jump on him. I said, I'm not going to embarrass him like that. I'll talk to him later. We'll figure out why he was going slow or what he was doing. But I'm not about to embarrass my man like that.
Yeah, word. Because like the dude that I had to end up, fortunately, they just told me to write a warning letter, so it was actually easy because it was my first time having to write somebody. The dude who I called, who ordered me to write the guy, he was like, you guys stop being scared. Y'all got to stop being scared and just write these guys." But it's not, like I said earlier, it's not a matter of being scared. It's you know what I'm saying? And then he said the thing, why how come was the office notified that this guy was out of uniform? The guy was out of uniform technically. Technically. He was in uniform, but in the old uniform that we're not supposed to wear no more. And he was like, "Oh, did I didn't write nothing about why the guy was because number one, the guy who ordered me to write him, he's working free overtime, aka his ass should have been home already. His ass should have been home already, and he's being a ball buster, which he's known to be. But he was doing free overtime, telling me, "Oh, you can't be afraid to write him." I just say, "Yo, help me write, help me do it. I'll do it. You're leaving me with no choice. I'll do it. Just help me. Give me the tools because I've never done it before." And and then the guy who I had to write, he chalked it up like, "Yeah, I owned my mistake. I owned it. Whatever, whatever." And I was like, "All right, cool. As long as you don't feel bad about it, because I even tried to speak up for you in some sort of way, but okay, whatever." It became easy. It became easy. But it's just like it's that man, it sucks being a person who is a part of simulated or alleged authority. And I've always had problems with authority. And and I say that meaning like, and I'm sure we all have, but I say that meaning like I don't call nobody my boss. I don't have bosses. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't boss. You are a manager, you're a superintendent, you're this, you're that. You're not boss. I don't have bosses. I have a mother and I have a father and I have a wife. I don't have bosses. Get that shit out the lexicon when it comes to me. You
That's
know what I'm
funny.
saying?
That's what I told my daughter like 3 weeks ago. She said, "Well, what's your boss say all the time?" I said, "I don't got no boss." And she said, "What do you mean?" I told her, I said, "The only boss of me is me. I can do whatever I want to do, and I make decisions to do whatever the fuck I want to do." And she said, "No, if your boss tell you to do something," I said, "If my boss tell me to do something, I make the decision on whether I'm going to do it or not. I know there's consequences if I don't do it, but I choose to accept those consequences and take that too." And she said, "Well, what if I
Hmm.
don't listen to you?" I said, "You don't have to listen to me. I'm your dad. I tell you something to do. If you don't listen, you have to just accept the consequences and not listen. But
That's
Hmm.
what
no
they don't
more.
get.
You
That's
know what
what
I
they
mean?
don't get. You can literally do whatever you want. This country is out here to say, hey, you can do whatever you want. But there are consequences for your actions doing whatever you want. Now, did you do what you wanted to do? Yes. Did you pay for it? Yes.
Right?
Hopefully. You know what I'm
Is your
saying?
ass in cuffs right now?
Right.
You did what you
So,
wanted to do, but now you're in
so,
jail, heading to prison.
yeah, right. You're free to do whatever the fuck you want, no matter where you are in the world, country, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can be disrespectful all you want, but your ass was gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So, like Tyron said, you're the boss of yourself. You know, you gotta be a better manager of yourself if you fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's why I became, and that's why I became like, just write me. If you're going to just write me up, it don't matter. Especially on my job, I say that just write. If it has to come to that point, just write me because guess what? You're gonna make me make it up at the end of my career. And when I'm making it up at the end of my career, I'm making it up for more money. You have to pay me
Mhm.
more when I have to make it up. So as I've always said on my job, it's a long-term savings account. Write-ups on my job don't mean shit unless you're going to
Oh,
get promoted.
well, not
I'm
for me.
already at the level where I'm not going no further.
Oh, see, you in a good spot. Cause me now, when they be talking about sensitivity training and all that, I gotta fall back because I'm about to strike out.
Oh
So
yeah.
so I can't have that attitude. I had that attitude before, but now it's like they be like, "Tone, do you need sensitivity training?" No, sir, I do not.
But
Please
Jamal,
don't.
see, like stuff like stuff like this hits different for you because you are your own boss in a way.
Yeah, and but you got to still play the line because even if you want to curse a motherfucker out, you just can't because you got to let a lot of shit go so you can get to repeat business when you're singing for your supper. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of times I deal with a lot of folks that unfortunately I don't really like, but you have to.
Hmm.
You gotta get that check. So it's still the same. It's applied differently. It's still the same type of shit, man. But even now, when I freelance at other places, whatever, I still have to go through their mandatory whatever their mandatory training is to be able to work on that site or do whatever. So
Right. And now, coming from a military
That's
background like
insurance,
Tyrone,
so
mhm.
coming from a military background like Tyrone, like it's you guys were trained on taking order.
Yeah, yeah. No, we were that's something we had to learn within the first week, basic training.
Yeah.
It was tough for a lot of people. You know, um, I don't know, man. I don't want to, I don't want to, I don't want to make it a. I'm trying to reminisce. I don't want to make it a black or white thing, man. But it was tough for a couple of others, man. You
Wait, but you were from New York, oh, so that's why it was tough because
know,
they don't like New Yorkers.
yeah, New York, Detroit, yeah. Oh, you from New York? Oh, you from Detroit? You from Baltimore? Yeah, we caught it. You from
They don't
Philly?
like they don't like you niggas who can speak up for themselves.
Uh, uh, I don't know, man. For some
Y'all
reason,
niggas are
man,
too
New York
sassy,
rhymes with
you know
ugly.
what I'm saying?
I don't know, man.
You know what though? You know what though? The real thing that it was about for me was just the discipline to to not want to talk back because when you first get there, the shit that they telling you to do ain't shit. They're like they tell you to put your uniform on, they tell you to march, they tell you to wear certain clothes. Like the shit they yell at you about is like it's not nothing important. It's just bullshit. And they yell at you for the bullshit just to give you the discipline of saying like he's the authority figure and you can't talk back to him. But it ain't nothing special. It ain't nothing bad about it. So it's like, why is your boots untied? And you want to be like, cause fuck these boots. You know what I mean? But you gotta just have the discipline to be like, yeah, my boots supposed to be tied. You right. And they got him with the what?
All right, so moving on. What just happened, TJ?
About
The
to say, yo, you
Giants are
good?
up on Dallas, bro. The Giants are up on Dallas. Malik Neighbors just caught a crazy touchdown right now. They up
What's
13-6 or 13-3 on Dallas right now.
Oh, I love it.
That shit should have been
Listen, man.
I
fucking
know. I'm
20 to
watching it.
6. The
Listen, man.
Gi-
I'm in my
I
room,
turned the
right?
game off
I'm
after
excited
that
because they're
first
they're
drive.
they're actually
With
playing. They're actually playing. They're actually playing like a actual football team. Like they're pass blocking, and they're opening up holes in the run. Unless Dallas just sucks that bad this year. I don't
I was
know.
gonna
well,
say, man.
they played a good
But
game
Russell
against the
Wilson's looking
champs.
like
So
old
yeah,
Russell Wilson right now.
yeah, they
I'm
played
in
a
my
good game
room
against
right
the
now,
champs.
right?
But
And I refuse. Like, okay, so I don't have cable in my room. I just have the streaming. I refuse to pay for Fox and watch
Hmm
that game. Yeah, I'm just not doing it. So I'm here. I'm
no,
subject to watching the
If you
Jets.
got Hulu, you just do the live TV. Just do live
yeah,
TV on the Hulu, and you
Oh,
straight.
okay.
you
Then,
good.
I'm gonna try that, man.
But who was covering the offensive line on left tackle? They got like 4 penalties in a row that cost them a touchdown.
Oh, Hudson.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord,
Marcus Hudson. Yeah,
did he get it
4 in
right?
a row.
He damn
No,
man,
they took
4
him
in a
out the
row.
game.
Thank
No, they
God,
took him out
he
the
was having
game.
a mental meltdown, bro.
He was getting benched, and then they showed him on the sidelines beefing with the offensive line coach. So he was like, "Nah, man, you
Oh,
fucking
so he
up."
gone. He gone. He gone. He not gonna be there.
And the rookie ain't got
Well,
no penalties called on him yet. So we'll
that Rook
see,
can
man.
play. That Rook is good, man.
Yeah, he is good.
So
They should have started him, but it's only game two, so got the
it's
second
true,
half
and
to come up.
the first 4 weeks of the season usually don't mean shit, as we seen from the defending champions. What they first 4 weeks was like, and then everybody came back or they got it in gear. So um,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we got the team that we whooped on in the Super Bowl at 4:30 today. So we'll see how
okay,
that
no,
goes. Once again, people remember this is not the same defense. I ain't trying to make excuses early. I'm just stating. Y'all keep saying, "Oh, this is the same team." That it's not the same
nah,
defense that
yeah,
beat
nah,
up on the
nah,
Chiefs last year.
uh,
no. You
new
guys lost a
season.
lot of people. You guys
Yeah,
lost a lot of
everybody
people on that
resets
side of
his
the
yeah.
ball.
Last year don't mean nothing. It's a new season.
That's
That's
it.
all.
It don't mean shit.
Yeah.
But we'll see,
Yeah,
man. Because fucking AJ Brown and Devontae, they cost me a fantasy win last week. Well,
nah,
not to
man. That was
mention,
Jalen
not
Hurts that cost you the fantasy because he didn't fucking pass the ball to them.
well, them niggas didn't get open. Them niggas didn't get open. But it
They got
wasn't
one
Jalen Hurts
pass
because
each.
I have Jalen Hurts as quarterback on the same team, and he put up 20 some points for me. It was the guy I was playing against who had a fucking who had Lamar Jackson, and then Justin Jefferson. He was the first half of the game. He kept me in the game. He kept me in the game,
Damn.
and then the second half, Justin Jefferson woke up,
You know who
A-
I got on all three of my fantasy
and I only
teams?
lost by like 4 or 5 points.
The King. I
Derrick
got
Henry,
Derrick Henry on all three of my fantasy teams.
nice.
Yeah. And he's a monster. He's gonna be a monster again this year. He's gonna be a monster again this year.
We'll see. But y'all heard the y'all heard the Green Bay fans the other night. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Listen, I'm so glad that shit happened, fam. Also, because to just show you how despicable Plantation Jerry is. The Giants front office did the dumbest shit in the history of football last year. Jerry Plantation
Jerry said,
Jerry said,
"Hold my beer."
let me
He said,
double
"Hold my
down."
beer." Hold my
Let me
beer, New
double
York.
down on this shit, bro. Watch Green Bay get a chip, man, out of this bullshit. But bro,
Yo, listen. I mean, listen though. That shit that Jerry did still does not exonerate the Giants, man. Because, like, I mean, that was like worst case scenario. This dude went ahead and rushed for 2,000 over 2,000 yards and shit on this new team. So I mean, yeah, I get it. The offensive line is shit, but
And
damn
Super
man,
Bowl first year out.
and Super
Come
Bowl
on
first
now.
year out.
I am happy for that man. I am happy for
That's
that man, bro.
Yeah,
that's
there's no way I
hindsight.
can boo that dude, yo.
No.
No.
But that's
Nah,
hindsight. No, when they made the decision, y'all didn't know that. So all of that, yeah, it just happened like that, and it makes it look even worse, and it does fuck the Giants. But that all that stuff happened in hindsight. When they made the decision, nobody knew that Saquon was going to be that dude like that. I mean,
We
y'all
knew
could
he
No,
was
but
gonna
what
Giants
are
be
you
he
fans
was gonna be
did.
talking
better than
about?
We
Daniel
did.
What are
Jones.
you
Giants
talking
fans
about,
knew.
dude?
I was about to
Dog,
What are you
say.
talking about, dude?
yeah.
What are
I
you
mean,
talking
We
really,
about,
watched
dude?
this dude.
All,
We
all he
watched this
wanted
dude
was
rush behind
rush
the
for,
shittiest line in existence. So we knew what he was going to do as soon as he got a
and he
decent
still
line.
got 1,000 yards out of that shit. He still got it. He was offensive rookie of the year. What are you kidding me? The Giants'
Yeah,
no.
offensive line. He was like Barry Sanders stuck in Detroit. You know what I'm
thank you.
saying?
Right.
That's
With
exactly.
nothing.
That's the best
That's
analogy I've heard.
So
Yes.
yes.
Mike is going to get 22 sacks this season, or he going to get his,
No.
At
his
the
average
at
12.
the not 22, but he'll definitely be double figures because
So he
he is
going to get
fucking
anything to get
rushing the
Jaden
passer
Daniels.
like a madman right now.
You know what he's gonna do?
He
He
didn't
gonna get
get
enough
Jaden.
sacks to level that team up. That's what's gonna do.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to remember. I said somebody tried to compare this as the Herschel Walker situation. Is
No
this more?
way.
I would say, yeah, of course not. But is this more Reggie White leaving the Eagles
Yes.
to Green Bay?
Yes. I would
But he
say
I don't
wanted
know.
so.
I
out
mean,
there, right?
how old was Reggie White when
He wanted to
he left
chip.
the Eagles?
Yeah,
this
Reggie.
wasn't
That was different.
this
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
Reggie White.
he no.
This wasn't Reggie
Go
White.
ahead. Let's go.
Um, Reggie White was disgruntled with the team not winning. He wasn't that disgruntled with the contract situation. Yeah, he wanted more money,
Yeah,
but this was more or less Reggie White saying, "Yo, you're not getting me no help. We not winning. I want to play for a contender. I don't want to finish my career
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and never
yeah,
win
yeah,
a
yeah.
Super Bowl and stuff like that." So it was a little bit different because Michael was younger. Reggie White was going towards the end of his career, and he hadn't won
Still
shit.
a monster. Still a
Yeah, but he
monster though.
hadn't won shit. And so, when you
Right.
get to a certain point, the money don't mean shit as much as like I want to play on a team that's going to get a championship, and we ain't even making the playoffs at this point. So it's like you can pay me what you want, but if I got a chance to win, I want to go somewhere
yeah.
where I could probably win.
100%. Which brings me to, not to spin us off of football too much, because I don't know if we had anything else, but it brought me to shouts out to the world is yours, the homie DJ. Um, they brought up on their show this week. Uh, they were talking about like the second apron shit with the NBA, and Charles Barkley was complaining again and was kind of bringing up the whole, players teaming up situation. But then Richard Jefferson came out and was just like, hold the fuck up, like on some hold the fuck up. Like, I love you, I respect you, Charles, but don't act like you didn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's what you just reminded me of, which was the truth about Reggie. Yeah, Reggie wanted to move on to get to a contender. I was happy for him when he got the championship in Green Bay. Yes, he wasn't a Philadelphia Eagle, but he's part of the reason why I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I was a Reggie White fan my entire life, so I was happy for him. But Charles Barkley talking and all of these OG veterans talking, and Richard Jefferson, like I said, Richard Jefferson kind of called him out to me on the truth. Like, yo, like, yeah, Chuck was at his end. Gary Payton and Karl Malone were kind of at their end where they were the OGs ring chasing, trying to get that ring. But we can't act like they technically weren't doing what they are alleging these young kids are doing now. We can't act like they weren't. Oh,
Yeah. No, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. You absolutely. I mean, it's funny. The first thing, as soon as you brought it up, man, I was like, wait, Charles went to the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. They all do it, man. I mean, Scotty. Well, no, Scotty didn't. Scotty didn't. Yeah, he did do it. You know what I'm saying? He went to the Rockets too and shit. Like,
Yeah, but
come on,
Scotty
man.
already won a bunch of. Yeah, I don't put Scotty in that. Scotty just went
Yes,
wherever. Yeah, Scotty did his time in Portland too before he went
Mhm.
there, and Scotty already went there with six, so he wasn't ring chasing anymore. He just was trying to get paid and getting
Mm-mm.
away from this the shit the Bulls GM did to him. So
I don't.
God.
I don't understand. I don't understand where y'all. My logic tells me that it's not the same thing, bro. It's not the same thing because when you're in your prime and you're a superstar in the league and you do it, that's not the same as Charles Barkley being in his 30s on his way out and saying, "Hey, I want to try to get a ring." It's not the same thing as doing it when you're 25. Like what LeBron did is not the same thing as what Charles Barkley did, bro. Not even close. What LeBron did is not the same thing as Gary Payton and Karl Malone going to the Lakers and chasing a ring. It's not
it's
the
not
same
because he
thing.
actually won.
It's no, it's not. It's not the same thing, bro. It's not the same thing. Charles Barkley suffered for years in Philadelphia to try to win where he was at, and he got old to the point where he was like, "Yo, I put in a lot. I deserve to be a champion with all the work that I put in." And that's what he's saying. That yeah, at the end of your career, at a certain point, when you put in enough work, you say, "Hey, man, I haven't won here. I've done everything." LeBron leaving Cleveland and going to Miami and putting that team together is not the same thing, dude.
But
You still had a
Charles went to
chance
Phoenix
to
though.
win a ring, bro.
Charles went to
Charles went
Phoenix.
to Phoenix.
Phoenix had
Won.
Dan
He won
Marley, Kevin
MVP, right?
Johnson. Yeah,
He won
he had the
MVP
Right.
best
out
record in the
there, I
league.
believe.
Yeah.
Made it to the. I think they made it to the finals, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or they named
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and
They lost to
And
the
lost.
Kevin
Bulls.
So
Johnson cost them
Lost
the
to the
yeah,
league.
Bulls.
so you went to a different team with, again, we can't act like Kevin Johnson was no
Yeah, they
slouch.
did.
Dan Marley was no slouch. All of that shit.
No.
They had a squad
No.
out there too.
Listen, man. Listen, man. I mean, when you're a star athlete, right? A star, especially on these big leagues like NBA, MLB, NFL, whatever. You have a finite time of when you're going to be great, right? So, my opinion, now that I'm 50 years old or whatever, what's more important to you? You getting the ring or getting the bag? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I mean, I
Get
get
that
it. You
bag.
have
Yeah, but
right, and you have, and
oh,
I get it. You have players that take a pay cut to make their team better. Okay, more power to you. Now it's coming out that some of these players is saying to the public, yeah, I took a pay cut, but there might be some underhanded shit like backdoor deals or whatever that we don't know about. You know. Oh, by the way, man, Pablo Torre, man, take a seat, man. Don't worry about what's going on in New York, man. Let's chill out, man. Stay stay in LA, man. Don't worry about what's going on in the Knicks locker room, man.
What is he bringing up?
Cause he's I hear he's looking into Jalen Brunson Jalen Brunson taking leaving 110 million on the table. After this whole Kawhi debacle. So I don't know. I hope nothing comes out of that shit.
I
What are they gonna do? What they can do is sue? you
I
know,
think
it's the
Uh
NBA.
I I think a little differently because, like you said, the decision is a lot of times the decision might be money or championship. But when
right.
you played at a high level for 12 years, the money ain't a thing. So when you play at a high level for 12 years and the money ain't a thing, and the prestige and all that stuff ain't a thing, then the only thing becomes the championship. And if you're still on a team that ain't doing the things that they need to do to win you a championship at that point, it's like I don't have no other reason not to try to get one. You see
But
what I'm
yeah, but
But
saying?
how many
But
players
that's
12
what
play at 12 years at
Kevin
a high
Durant
level?
did.
What?
and
No more.
we lost TJ for a second, but this goes back to that conversation a couple weeks ago of the perspective thing when somebody I saw the post of James Harden. People made a post of James Harden and saying, what would you rather have done? Earned 400 million in your career or get at least one championship? And like I said, like to me, either which way is still a win. Either which way is still a win. To earn over 400 million in your whole career, but you didn't go with no championship. Like, I'm sorry. If you played your cards right with your money, you still won. You're still on the good end at the end of it all. You know what I'm saying?
Not to mention
But yes,
you will have a career after basketball.
right.
Look at Melo. Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Yep.
Melo. That man always went for the bag. You know what I'm saying? He always went for the bag, and he got the bag wherever he went. So
Uh,
did he want
I
to win a
think,
chip? Sure.
yeah, I
For the
think he
Knicks,
legitimately wanted to
absolutely.
win.
Does he care that he, no, he definitely legitimately wanted to win. But that dollar came first.
No, that dollar came first, but till he went to the Lakers. His move to the Lakers was for he wanted to get a championship when he made that move.
True.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't blame Melo at that point in his career. He made all the money. He did everything he could do. He balled out of control. He deserved a championship. And so, yeah, I think that
Right.
it's a difference. I think it's a difference when it comes at the end of your career when you're on your way out and you're like, damn, I've done everything I could do but win a championship, as opposed to you being 25 and in the highlight of your career and in a superstar and going, I need to get a championship now. There's a big difference to me.
You're right. But there's so many Hall of Famers that didn't win a chip. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy that deserve to win a chip.
yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
my
Like
point my
that's
point
just
of bringing this
insane.
shit up. My point of bringing this shit up though is really more or less is like the old heads need to stop with this conversation of team up. Like, yeah, I understand. We and we're all from that era of the players. Most of our favorite players stayed with their team, win, lose, or draw. But also, we every time we have these conversations, people forget the way the deals and the situation and contracts are structured now. The player movement, the freedom in it wasn't the same. The freedom of the movement wasn't the same. Plus, the money definitely wasn't the same. The money at that time
Facts.
was way less than what it is nowadays.
Well,
And
they would make
so,
more money off the endorsements than their own NBA salary. So
yeah, in some cases, depending on who you are. But it's we can't act like the player movement didn't happen. It just didn't happen at the rate. And to be honest with you, it seems to have slowed down, I would say, within these past recent years.
I don't
Because it was like the late 2010s to 2020-ish or so, bubble championship or so. Like you didn't see all the quote unquote egregious like team ups. And this is why like I will never fault Kevin Durant for making a smart ass fucking bit. That was a smart business decision. I still
but
stand by
Dan
him going over
also
there.
back in the day, these guys didn't want to team up to win shit. They wanted to win it on their own. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of pride
Point to a
and
point, yeah.
carrying into carrying that your team to a chip, bro.
Kevin Durant.
Which goes to that conversation that I always have of is this is where the mind state of players of our generation and this generation, it just hits different because
Kevin,
Yeah,
these kids nowadays they understand like like you're not like yeah, you know what, I have some of the power here, like you're not going, I'm not your new slave anymore when it comes to these owners in some respects. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not your new slaves anymore. We do hold and control some of the power in our destiny. It's not where it's completely out of our hands anymore.
um,
The way things get done is just different. But go ahead, Tyrone.
Kevin Durant is the prime example of what I'm talking about, right? So Kevin Durant had a decent team. They didn't win. Kevin Durant was the future. He was the man. People were debating whether he was better than LeBron at a point in time, right? And Kevin Durant was supposed to be that dude. He was that dude. But he had a decent team that didn't win. And it became, and people started questioning Kevin Durant. Is he a leader? Can he be a leader? Can he be the best player on the championship team? All these questions started coming out about him. And then it was, oh, Russell Westbrook wasn't ready. They wasn't getting along and all this and all that. And Kevin Durant was still supposed to be living his life like I'm the man, I'm the guy, I'm the this, I'm the that. But you went to the Warriors, which listen, I'm not knocking them for going to the Warriors. What I'm knocking is the whole attitude thing of like, listen, dude, you're not that dude. You're not that dude. Everything that we were questioning about you going to the Warriors proves us right, bro. So don't sit up here and deny the criticisms when you're doing you're proving us right by going to the Warriors. That you are
And
not that dude.
where I've always disagreed with that argument, TJ, I was gonna go to Jamal, but he went to get the ice. Where I'd always disagree. Oh, there you go, Jamal. I always
What's up?
disagreed with that argument because when Kevin Durant was with them Warriors, who was the best player on that team?
Steph Curry.
Steph
It
Curry. I
was
was gonna say
It
Steph
was
Curry.
Kevin Durant.
It
How
was
was it?
Kevin Durant, but
It
it
was
was
Kevin
Kevin
fucking
Durant.
Durant.
It was Durant, but it was Steph's team. The thing
It was
with Kevin
it was
Durant,
because of
what
Steph
got him in
Curry that
trouble,
he was good. Yeah.
it's his behavior. It was just his behavior that soured that whole thing. If Kevin Durant wasn't so sensitive and getting in social media beats and stuff, people will probably be a little bit more lenient as to what he did. And he wanted to be beloved. He went to a team that was already built, and he
Right.
wanted to be the man there, and he wasn't. He was a hired gun. That was Steph's team, and I don't think that ever sat well with him.
Well,
Speculation, of course, because we don't know the inside
You
of
know,
whatever this dude is
well,
talking about. But
he was a hired gun, but yeah, all right. This is the differentiation of yeah, it was Steph's team, aka Steph was the captain. But just because you're the captain doesn't make you the best player on a fucking team.
no, Kevin Durant's the best player on any team he's on with a player not named LeBron on it.
Right.
So that's just the facts. But he just I think it just Kevin Durant. You know Kevin
But
Durant.
but
It's
Jamal,
extra sauce.
Jamal,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Draymond Green was begging him to come to the fucking Warriors, bro, he had to know he was a hired gun at that point.
that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
how does your mindset think that like you're gonna come in and take over the team when that shit was built and they was on the dynasty shit as it is.
It's because
The-
with the retrospective scope, we now know that Kevin Durant is a highly sensitive individual.
but
So,
but but hold on. So the criticism of Kevin Durant, the criticism of Kevin Durant was that he didn't have leadership qualities, he wasn't a leader, that he wasn't going to be able to carry a team to a championship, that he was very sensitive and all these things, right? And then he went to Golden State, which proved everything we said. Kevin Durant wasn't the leader of that team. He was the best player on that team, but he wasn't the leader on that team. They didn't
Yeah,
need a leader.
100%. There's
Okay,
no
so they didn't need a
disagreeing.
yeah.
leader,
There's no
right? And
disagreeing with
then
that.
and then it
But
also proved that Kevin Durant was sensitive because what happened? When Draymond told Kevin Durant to his face, we don't need you here. We don't really need you. We won championships before you. We can win championships after you. What did Kevin Durant do? He took his ball and went home like a little bitch. That's what I'm saying,
right,
bro. Like, you didn't change the narrative on yourself. So you went to
right,
that
right,
team to win championships, and that's it, bro. Don't act like you didn't team up with them knowing what was going to happen. And that's
right,
my
Yeah,
right,
problem.
right.
him having a burner account didn't help either. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
all his behavior. How he carried himself is really what impacted that move and what made folks, you know, really call him out about it. But whatever. I'm not mad at him
Right.
chasing the bag or anything like that. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a problem with players teaming up. At this point, I mean, it is what it is. The older players who are speaking on it, would have done the same shit if they had the financial and free agency freedom to do that. But they just
Right,
didn't. They just didn't have the opportunity. So now
so
that
you
right.
so they're calling it out. But
so you didn't think that it was distasteful when LeBron is sitting up there with Ray Allen and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and LeBron, and they talking about how they gonna win 7 championships. You didn't think that? I thought that was a little
of
fucked
course it was. I was salty as fuck. Especially as a Knicks fan, we thought he was coming to New York,
Word,
and of
word.
course, yeah, I was salty as hell. But again, what happened? You know, it didn't turn. Everything is speculation. You still got to play the games. You got to win them,
Yep.
and
but that made that,
somebody got to be Robin, bro.
but
Somebody
that's
got to be
where
Robin, and somebody got to be Alfred.
their whole thing is why the whole orchestration of the super team thing came up. That's the whole reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we didn't have super teams before that, but they weren't blatant. They didn't put it in your face. And LeBron basically went to Miami, recruited all them guys, and then did a whole thing to say, yeah, we doing this. right in front of your faces. We are
Well,
creating this
you
team that can't
That
be
that
you
beat.
know
Lake
what?
that Lakers team was a super team, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Then this goes back to that era of our era versus the newer, younger guy era. The old heads, they didn't like the talking shit in public on microphone and on cameras and shit like that. But they damn sure was some of the biggest shit talkers on that court. Where
Oh, for sure.
the younger generation, fuck it, we gonna be ourselves. So I'm not mad at I was never mad. I was mad because LeBron didn't pick the Knicks. Absolutely. I was a little
We all
mad at
were.
that. But
We all
right,
were.
I was mad at that. But I'm not mad at you speaking into existence like, yeah, we're gonna try to make this run. Because you can talk it all you want. Now back that bitch up.
Yeah.
Now back it up. Did they? They got two. And went to what they went to four straight. Yeah, no, they went to four straight because LeBron ended up going to fucking nine straight finals overall.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was
It
a,
So
was a shit ton.
it was a
It
shit
was a
ton. Yeah.
shit ton. But
For him to go to that many finals and not win more than three is crazy, though.
no,
Nah,
he
man.
got
He got.
five.
You see his it's
no,
his rosters, man. Yeah.
he went to
Well,
He
nine
actually,
got
state
with
four or
finals.
Miami, yeah,
five.
He
Miami
went to
He
nine
got
underachieved.
state
four.
finals. He only got three out of that run. He
Yeah.
only got three. He won three, lost six.
Or out of that run.
Yep.
Out-
He went to nine
Because
straight.
no,
Win three, lost
Oh, the
six.
no,
Miami run? No,
yeah,
Miami. They
yeah,
went to
two,
four straight. It was two
No,
and two, right?
yeah,
LeBron went
yeah,
to
they
nine
Two.
straight finals.
yeah,
I'm talking about
two and
LeBron
two,
James.
and
Yeah.
then
He
yeah,
went
yeah,
two and
two,
then one in Cleveland.
one in Cleveland, and then broke the streak, and then won the bubble trick.
You're right. So in nine finals, he won three and six.
I
You,
know,
I
but you know what? It's
still went to
astonishing
nine
who he took to.
finals.
Who he took to the finals too, bro.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
If JP was
Actually,
here,
That's
it'd be like he took Booby Gibson.
Well, listen. Look, this is the other thing too that people that talk about teams and talk about players and talk about who he took to the finals. Y'all gotta understand. For me, it's the concept of not the caliber of the player, but what were they doing at the time that they were
oh,
playing
that's an
for.
interception.
So here's my thing. Yeah, LeBron took some players now that if we look at their names, we go, wow, they were garbage. Wow, he took some bums to the finals. But during the time that LeBron was there, these guys were elevated. Okay, like I said, like nobody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to call Deladova a bum, but when LeBron was in Cleveland, Deladova was balling, man. He was
He was
doing
an
all
all
kinds
star.
of shit. He was hustling. He was playing good.
you mean
So
LeBron made the players around him better?
he did. He made those things around him better. But my point
Right.
is, don't act
Right.
like they was just all being bummy and LeBron like won all the games by himself. No, he had
Oh
those
no,
guys.
hundred
Those dudes
percent,
was
hundred
balling during
percent.
that time, bro.
You're
Uh,
talking to people with logic, of course, Tyrone.
You're
We don't think
never
No,
like
gonna
I'm
win
that.
a
talking about
finals with
I'm talking
Eric
about
Snow
in
on your
general.
team. That's just facts.
No, I'm talking about in
Ooh,
general. I'm talking about in general. When people talk to me about LeBron, they act like they talk about that Cleveland team, and they talk about like these dudes was just out there standing around. And I'm like, no,
Right.
Booby Gibson was making those 15 footers and killing the mid range when LeBron was there. They took advantage of their opportunities that they got because of
And
what
Anderson
LeBron was doing.
Varejao. Yep.
Red Job was
Yep.
awesome,
Ilgauskas.
bro. Red Job was out
What's
there
that?
looking like Dennis
What's the
Rodman.
Brazilian dude's name that with the wild hair that was on that team?
Varejao.
That's
Sideshow Bob.
that he just said Varejao.
Varejao. Yeah, that boy was a
He was out there
monster
looking
on
like
that
Dennis
team.
Rodman, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And
But
Kevin
yeah,
Durant
man,
ain't never did that. Kevin Durant ain't
but
never did that. He ain't never
no,
elevated no team.
because I mean, again,
This is true.
this is true. And again, this goes to the expectations of fans. But like we described with Kevin Durant before, I think that dude always knew who he was. He was exactly what he was in Golden State. He is the guy, he was a guy that I'm gonna come in, allow me to do my thing, and I'm gonna help make us better, but just let me do my thing. Not
Yeah.
everybody is built to be the captain of the ship.
Then
100%.
yo,
You got
but
you got to play with the staff you got. You got to play
what
to
do
their
you
But
see
strengths.
that?
which is what Tyrone
Yeah.
just said. You play with the staff you got. Not everybody is built to be the captain of the ship. But then
But then,
you can't. You people try to crucify you because the sports media wants to name you as one of the best players in the world and all of that stuff, and then it's people in sports debates make it a foregone conclusion that, or assume that it's a foregone conclusion that because you're the best player on the team, you're the captain
no.
of everything, you run and
Right,
control everything,
Yeah.
and it
right.
doesn't always work like that.
Yep.
Think
Oh,
about some of y'all. Hold on a second, real quick, because think about some of y'all high school teams, whether you played on them or not. A lot of people who were the captain wasn't always the best athlete on that team. They
Oh,
just
never.
showed the best leadership
Facts.
qualities.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not okay. But here's my problem with Kevin Durant, right? I'll use myself as an example. I go on Facebook, I go on these things, I make terrible takes. I don't give a fuck. I stand on my business, right? And when people criticize me and they go, Tyrone be making some terrible takes. Tyrone be saying some crazy shit. Tyrone be hypocritical and all that stuff that people say about me, right? I know that's me. I give two shits. I'm in it. Okay? But Kevin Durant, if you're going to say, hey, he's not a leader, he's very sensitive, he's not that dude, he's not the captain of the team, he's the guy that just wants to go out there, ball out of control, and make the team win, and that's who he is, be that. But when you're being sensitive about people saying these things about you that are true criticisms, that's where it draws the line. That's where the problem. If you're saying that you're mad because you're being criticized about not being a leader, but then you go out on the court and you're not a leader, the fuck is that? It's like, bro, be who
Understood?
you
Yeah.
want to be and take that in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Right.
make, you
Right.
make, you
Right.
make. Yeah. But you know who was one of the biggest names that was a ring chaser that we don't bring up? Shaq. How many teams was Shaq on at the end of his career?
Yo, what are you talking about?
He
Shaq,
became the big cactus, the big
y'all is
shamrock, the
y'all
big
is so
the
full of
big shooting star, or whatever the fuck he
no,
was in
no,
Phoenix.
y'all is full of shit. Shaq was not Shaq. Shaq only ring chased one time when he went to
No, he
Miami.
didn't.
No, yes, he did. When he went to Miami, he went there to get a ring. That's what he went to Miami for. All those other teams, Shaq just wanted to keep playing. That's all he wanted to
Yeah, I
do.
don't know. I
He
don't
didn't go
know.
to those
I don't
teams
know. I
for.
don't know if he was chasing rings. It's more like chasing checks.
Yeah, he was
True
chasing.
Yeah,
He
indeed.
was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fucking.
yeah,
He just
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
yeah.
keep playing, bro. He just was trying to make his career longer. He wasn't
yeah.
chasing no rings. That Phoenix team was garbage.
That
That
Celtics
Boston
team,
team,
yeah.
he ended on the Celtics team. They was garbage. Shaq wasn't chasing no rings, bro. Shaq just wanted to play, and he was taking
Nah,
any
true indeed.
contract he could get.
Okay,
True indeed. But
I
we've
can agree
kind
with
of
that.
had this conversation surrounding perspective. So you're not 100% wrong in viewing it and in that perspective, but context. Context is, yeah, he got his. He just wanted to extend the career. You're right, but that don't take away from the big cactus, the big shamrock. Like everywhere he
Yeah,
Yeah,
moved,
man.
everywhere he moved, he became an honorary police officer. All that shit. Like he took in the cities he
since
went
when?
to. But
Since when
shouts
do you
out to
know a
Shaq,
player?
man.
Since when
That's
you
one
know
of
a
my
player the
favorite
caliber?
people. Just period, man. That's he's one of the few people that like I really really want to meet in just in life from one time, man.
Y'all got to think about this. Since when is a player the caliber of Shaquille O'Neal ever have to play for 9 fucking teams? You know what I mean? So like we got to look at it like that. He played for 9 NBA teams. Like a caliber of that player don't get traded and put out like that. Shaq was trying to make a team record or something. He was fucking around, bro.
But yes, you do when you are as big as him. You get yourself to a point in the career where you don't feel like you need to practice, you don't need to
Yeah,
do
but
this and that. Like, yeah, you end up becoming that guy also.
no,
You
no,
do.
no, no,
And
no,
it's like,
no. Shaq,
why do we need to carry all that weight,
no.
emphasis on
That
weight, you know what I'm saying?
That was the whole point I'm making of the game. Shaq was fat. Shaq was out of shape. Shaq wasn't training. Shaq didn't get too fussed. And Shaq still, at that point, hadn't even spent the NBA check. So Shaq still had a ton of money. All his businesses was doing good and everything, right? Shaq was taking contracts for the sake of taking contracts. My man could have just retired and been chilling, bro. He was taking contracts for the sake of taking contracts because he just
Right.
wanted to play ball and they was offering to him. He wasn't putting in no work.
Right. And
That's what
teams
that
took
is
him
shit.
in as teams, of course. You take a guy in like that because he's a special attraction.
He sells
He's
tickets,
he's
right?
he's the NBA Andre the Giant.
And he's gonna be
Yeah.
funny, and he's
Yeah,
gonna call himself the Big
yeah.
Aristotle. He's gonna dance. He's gonna do all
Right.
kinds
Fans
of
gonna come
stupid
to the
shit.
games just to see him.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. But fans came to the boxing ring last night, and I didn't get to see the fight, so I'm gonna leave this to y'all. I'm gonna put a
Ooh.
mute on. I'm gonna put myself on mute. But the one thing I did see was everybody was complaining. Like the two people I seen streaming it live, I seen these niggas yawning like a motherfucker because they was like, "Yo, how late is this damn fight gonna go on?"
Yo,
Yeah,
But
that was ridiculous.
but
that was
y'all have
crazy.
at it.
That was crazy,
Yo,
man. I think the fight started up like what, quarter to one,
almost.
12:30, quarter to
Oh
one.
yeah. That was too late, man. They got to clean that up. Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
the 25-minute intros for both fighters was just
Yeah,
it was over the top. But I will say this: your man Terrence Bud Crawford put on a clinic last night.
Before
The
you go any
most,
further, though, before you go any further, because you just said that I apologize for cutting. You just said that
yeah,
that needs to stop. But
yeah.
isn't that a part of the spectacle? Isn't
It
that a
is, man,
part
but they
of
could
the
cut it. They
allure?
could cut the time down, Dan. We don't need
Yeah,
10 minutes of this
yeah,
shit.
okay.
Like
Because I was gonna
they,
say,
they,
because we also sit back and say we don't get mega fights like this anymore, or they
we
come
don't,
around far and few.
we don't. And this was a mega fight. Like Canelo had everything to lose, and Bud had everything to gain. But if he lost, he wouldn't. People wouldn't have looked at him differently. I don't think because of his career. But
yeah,
the show he put on last night, and he put on the weight, and he didn't lose no hand speed, and he was still throwing with somewhat power. I mean, Canelo's a tough boxer. I'm not taking anything away from him. But the show he put on last night, sticking and moving, getting in, getting out of trouble, getting up on the ropes, and just like boxing his way out of it. Canelo didn't want no parts of that. He wanted to brawl, and Crawford wanted to box. And you could see it. He was frustrated all night. All
yeah.
night. Have
It
it. Jamal,
wasn't.
you
It
Uh,
watched the
wasn't
fight?
as. It
Go
didn't.
yeah,
ahead.
I
It was a
watched the
lot
fight.
closer.
Yeah,
It was a lot closer
yeah.
than Canelo versus Floyd, but it was still. Yeah, Bud was still in a different class, man.
It's a different Canelo too, man. He fought a bigger, stronger Canelo. But what the thing
Yeah,
with Bud is the weight gain did not. It didn't do. He stood in the pocket with that dude and was slugging with him,
Yes.
and
Yes.
he hit Canelo with a couple of shots that was turning Canelo around like this, bro.
yeah,
Like,
Oh
yo,
boy.
he was spinning him with some of them hooks. I was like, yo, he got Canelo's respect. Once he figured out Canelo couldn't hurt him,
Right.
he did his thing. Bud is just different. He's just different, man. And yeah, it wasn't a complete shutout like the Floyd fight, but different Canelo. But it's still Bud had at least, and I'm playing devil's advocate, at least a good 4 round lead on him, cushion going in. But it was
yeah,
more like he won that fight by like 6, 7 rounds, and
yeah.
he had to do what he did because the scorecards were whack, were fucking whack when I saw the scorecards.
Yeah, because they had it way closer than it should have been.
They had it
Yeah.
too
Way
close,
closer.
so
Yeah.
but no,
I saw
Bud,
Canelo. I saw Canelo probably winning the most 3 rounds, and that third
yeah,
Yes.
round was pushing it.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes. No,
and
you're
I've seen Canelo's other two losses. The loss to Mayweather, of course, and the loss to Bevo. And Bevo's a bigger, stronger dude. I saw Bud wobble that dude a few times. Like I've never seen Canelo get hit and get thrown off his base. Canelo, the thing about Canelo, all his power and all his stability, it comes from his legs. He's a tank, and he's got great balance. He's got good balance. You never catch him off balance. Bud was knocking this dude off balance, hitting him with some shot, and hands down to Canelo, one of the greatest chins I've ever seen in boxing, without a doubt.
Yeah,
But and the thing that was scared me for Bud during that fight was when Canelo was hitting with those body shots. I was like, yeah, don't take too many more of those, fam, because those are not looking good. But he put on a boxing clinic. He's the best of his era. He's up there now with Floyd. and Andre Ward and Roy and all. He's with them.
Um,
Go ahead, Ty.
I saw a fight, and I saw two boxers do what they always do. It's the same thing. Canelo always works the body, and he wears his opponents down, and later on,
Right.
he abuses them. And that's based on him. That's based on his punch power. That's based on him cutting the ring off. That's based on him keeping guys from being able to run and forcing guys
Mhm.
to like take punches and stuff like that. And he did it. He executed his game plan. He cut the ring off very well against Bud. He hit him in the body. He did all the things he normally does. The problem with Canelo is he didn't know how to adjust when Bud didn't wear down. And that was the
Right.
problem. In the later rounds, when he's used to guys being worn down, he used to guys output slowing up, and that's when he can attack. And Bud didn't slow up, and Bud didn't wear down. And Canelo does not have no adjustments, no plans. He sticks with his game plan, and his corner don't even tell him nothing. All they tell him is, "Oh, you got to swing a little more." They don't give him any game plan. They don't give him nothing because they're used to Canelo being able to dominate late, like he
It
always
always
does,
works. Right.
and it
Yep.
always worked for him. And it
Yeah,
didn't
Yep.
work
he
Yep.
needs
Yep.
for him.
that. You're right, Tom. I noticed that, man. He probably if you want to continue boxing, man, he probably has to switch up his corner because they didn't give him anything useful. You know.
All three of his losses with Canelo, and I even when he fought Erislandy Lara, I think to me he lost that fight. But Tyrone, you hit it right on the head. It's the same thing. If Plan A doesn't work, they just scream at him to execute Plan A harder. That's it. They
Yeah.
Yeah.
never adjust nothing, and all three of his losses are the same shit. It's not working. And Canelo's,
The
if
other,
he once he has to reset, when he has to reset his feet, it takes him out of his whole game plan, man.
the other thing too that I realized that Bud was so smart in that Bud knows how to use the pity pat punches. Bud got to the point where he showed Canelo his power, right? And he said, "Hey man, listen, Canelo's taking everything I got. I'm not knocking this man out. But what I will do is I'm gonna hit him a bunch of times." So there were times where Bud knew he couldn't get, there were some pity pat punches in there when they were like, "Oh, he's just pity patting him," and I'm like, "No, he's pointing, and he's
He's pointing.
frustrated, and he's getting
Yep.
Canelo off his balance, and he's mentally fucking with him with those little pity pat punches. Canelo knows he's not hurting him, but he's like, you know what I mean? He's frustrating him. He's getting him off his balance. He's keeping Canelo from hitting him. And Canelo's a good counterpuncher, but you can't counterpunch the pity pats. You can counterpunch a heavy swing. You can counterpunch a power shot, but the pity pat punches move too fast. There's no counterpunch for that. So he kind of used, swinging and a couple of punches to neutralize what Canelo was doing, and it was just great. But I want to ask y'all, did y'all notice something? I don't know what happened to Canelo in the 11th round, but it looked like he was like limping or something was wrong with him in that 11th round where he wasn't moving right. Like I don't know if his leg got hurt or he cramped up, or maybe he did get hurt and we didn't notice that he got hurt and he tried to warrior through it. But in that 11th round, Canelo was not moving, bro. And I was just like, I thought Bud was going to take him out at that point because in the 11th round,
Frustration, I think, man. Yeah.
it looked to me like Canelo was really hurt. Yeah, but I
I
know
think
that
Bud hurt him a couple
one
times.
hook
I
he
think
took,
Bud hurt him.
that one hook he took
Yeah.
in the 12th round, the one that spent him around, Canelo didn't know how to react to that. He was so shocked and so caught off guard for that punch that he
Yes.
stopped fighting
Yes.
and kind of just
Yes.
was like, "What the fuck is
He was
going
like,
on?"
I've
He didn't know
never
what
seen
to do.
that dude like that. Exactly. I've never seen him like that.
Yo, that was something straight
And
out of a cartoon, man.
yeah,
That was something
he
straight out of
spun
a
around. He was
cartoon.
like, "Yo,
Yeah,
okay."
damn.
Yeah, there's a
He
couple of
spun
the
his ass
moments where
around.
Bud hit him and just knocked him off stance, and I think he had. I think Bud hurt him a couple times. So, but yeah, Canelo was shocked by a few things, and the first thing he said is, "This dude is way better than Mayweather." Now, I don't know if that's him digging Mayweather, taking a dig at Floyd or whatever, but
No,
like, um,
no.
I just think it was the way he got beat is why he probably put that out there.
Well, he's saying that. I think Canelo said that because, for one, Bud hurt him, and Mayweather never hurt him, and for two, Bud kind of hit him more than Mayweather did. And that's how boxers rate other boxers is how much they beat me up. For real, for real. And Mayweather was executing perfect defense on Canelo, and he caught him a couple of times, but Bud kind of beat him up a little bit. And Canelo's never really been beat up. So when he's in that ring and he's going, I fought Mayweather, I was younger, and Mayweather didn't hit me that much. This guy hit me a lot. And he still was able to defend himself. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I can see where Canelo, based on that fight, would say that Bud is better than Mayweather. I don't know if he's right, but I can see
I
why he
mean,
said it.
But
I mean,
Canelo was
Styles
gassed.
make fights.
let's call it for what it is, though, man. I mean, Mayweather's defense is crazy. Like that's
Yeah,
you know when it
yeah.
comes to that, man, his that
Bud
Philly
wasn't
shell
putting up
is
that type
crazy.
of defense.
Yeah,
Bud wasn't putting up that type
you
of
know,
defense.
You know,
right.
His
But
technical
Yeah.
game, his
Bud knows how
technical
to.
game
Yeah,
in and out was
yes.
phenomenal.
you
He
know,
would use his jab. He had the reach on Canelo, so Canelo had to get in there. But later in the rounds, Canelo stopped throwing straight forward punches. He started lunging and hooking, trying to go for big shots,
He knew he was
lunging and
behind.
hooking.
He knew he
Yes.
was behind. Yeah,
And I never seen him do that before. You know what I'm saying? Not the way I was like he was fighting like a dude in the street instead of a boxer at that
no,
point.
yeah.
Because he just kept on just attacking like that.
he never had to do that before. Even in the fights that Canelo lost, like the fight with Floyd, Canelo knew that fight was over. He knew he was frustrated, so it was no point in him trying to knock Canelo out. I mean, trying to knock Floyd out. There was no point in him trying to hurt Floyd. It was just okay. I'm gonna just finish the fight. With Bebo, thought he honestly could have thought he was winning that fight because that
I
fight
don't
for
know
Canelo.
why. I had Bevo beating
Nah,
him by
not
like
a,
6, 7 rounds, man.
I'm talking about Canelo honestly could have thought that maybe he could squeak out some later rounds and not I don't think that he thought he needed
no, no. He
Bebo out.
was gassed, bro. He was
I think
gassed.
but I think he knew kind of that he had to hit him with some hard shit. He had
I think
to
he knew he was losing. I think he knew he
right,
was losing. His corner wasn't telling him
Right.
that he was losing, but they were like, "Yo, you gotta start doing this, that, and the third,
Yeah, desperation
to get
side in
yourself
at that
back
point,
in it."
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the two things that really took me from this fight was the class, bro. Because when he got that headbutt, and you can clearly see from the replay, Canelo did not headbutt him. You know what I mean? Like it was not no intentional egregious thing. It was not like he was purposely headbutt him. When you watch the replay, you could clearly see it was an accidental. They accidentally bumped heads and he got cut or whatever. But for Canelo to walk
Yeah.
out in the middle of the ring, check on him and apologize right in the middle of the fight, like you clearly hear Canelo go, "I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it." You know what I mean? And it's like that. I don't think I've ever seen class like that, and
Yeah.
I've
No,
never seen
it was
Not from
definitely
Canelo. Canelo usually whines when he's losing.
right.
So
And
yeah,
also,
not from Canelo.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a guy give the belts back. I was shocked by that too. Crawford came up after the fight and gave Canelo all the belts back.
He should. Canelo just set his grandkids for life.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I've never seen that before. It's like I was just like, he's giving him the belts
Oh,
back. You know what I mean? And it was like
Canelo got that man paid.
that's so respectful to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn, that's
Wait,
kind of cool to see.
it was a title fight, and Bud technically won belts, but gave him back.
Yeah, they're Canelo's.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, he gave him
he's
back.
gonna he gave Canelo his stuff out, but he's gonna get his own belts when he's
So it
Yeah,
done with
wasn't
all
a
that
title.
stuff.
It wasn't a title fight, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
it was. He's
Yeah,
the
it was. Yeah,
undisputed
it's undisputed.
champion
Oh,
one. But he's letting Canelo, he's going to get his own belts. He's saying here, these are yours. They get their own belts. But I'm
yeah.
saying to hand
oh,
them,
oh! I get it. I get what you mean. I get what you kind of. I get what you mean. Kind of like a wrestling championship. Like you won it, you get your own belt, but then like you're supposed to hand over the one, but then you
yeah,
get one later. But Bud's gonna
right.
get his own brand new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
But I've
okay,
never
okay.
seen a boxer actually give them back like in front of the media. Like in public, he literally in public went to Canelo and gave him all the belts back.
Well, that's
And
what
I've
I
never,
seen. I didn't. Again, I didn't see the fight, but I saw the pre fight stuff, and all they did was kind of give each other respect. Like it
Right.
wasn't that
Right.
normal.
yeah,
It wasn't that normal scrappy. Yo, I'm fuck you up. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
your kids and all that. It wasn't none of that when it came to that.
because
When it came
Yeah.
to them.
their
No,
attitude
'cause
for this fight wasn't. They're not in the same division. They're not even really rivals. Their attitude in this fight was, "Hey, you're up here. You're saying you're the best. I'm saying I'm the best. Let's do it." And that's all it was. So it wasn't like they were in the same division. It wasn't like they were a rivalry. It wasn't like they were talking shit about ducking each other or not trying to fight each other or none of that. It was, you want to be the best, I want to be the best. We the two best guys. Let's just fight and let's figure it out.
And don't I say that shit all the time? That that's all it takes to just make a fight happen.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
did.
Hey, I want you. Hey, I want you. That's it. Make it happen, somebody.
yeah.
But you got to be at that
All you
point.
need
Then.
is
See, the reason why this
yeah,
fight
man.
happened was because Canelo is at the point where he don't have to play no fucking politics at all. Canelo's running the show. Canelo can pick any fight he wants. So if Crawford say, "Hey, I want Canelo," Canelo can say, "Make that shit happen," and it's happening. A lot of these other fighters are not in that position to where they got to play the politics. They got to talk to their managers. This guy don't want to deal with this guy, and it's a bunch of bullshit going on. But Canelo's at the peak pinnacle where if he says he wants a fight, it's gonna happen. And
That's
that's
why I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask the question like, what's next for Bud now? Because everybody, of course, they're talking about a rematch, but I'm like, it looked like it's gonna be more of the same. If it's a
Honestly,
rematch,
both of them should retire. There's nothing left for either of them.
yeah,
There's nothing left
Yeah,
for either. They might as well
yeah,
retire.
yeah.
There's nothing left for either of them. And not to pivot, but the reason why this fight happens and boxing is better for it is because some damn Saudi trillionaires said, "Fuck the bullshit. We gonna pay all these people to fight. I got nothing but
Right,
wipe my ass
right,
money to throw at you, so y'all fight." And old
right,
boy said
right.
he said we're gonna kill pay-per-view. We're gonna put together the best fights ever, and we're gonna get rid of. He said that dude, what's his name? Turkey bin something.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
brother. I
yeah.
don't really.
Riyadh season.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said pay-per-view has ruined boxing, and that is the most true statement I've ever heard. And they're going,
yep,
what they're trying to do is they're trying to set up boxing like UFC. They're gonna have one entity, and everybody's accountable for one thing. Get rid of these commissions,
hey,
and then there you have it. And boxing will be back.
hey, you gotta
Haven't I been
and
asking
it's
for
going to be
this
a
shit
playoff style, a
forever?
bracket style. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
But
We have
if
been asking it forever.
I've been asking for this shit forever. Please.
yes,
Please.
and the thing is this: why it's happening now? Because that is something that could completely never happen in corrupt ass America. You can't have that happen here. It
No,
took foreign money from the
no.
outside to do that shit. That's the only way that shit was gonna happen. But you're
And
never
just
gonna
and
fix that shit.
just think, Saudi money was dirty money not too long ago in this country.
Hmm.
It
Right,
still is, but you
right,
know what? They got
right.
so much of it, they don't know what to
Yo,
do. That's the playground.
yo. Can I just give a shout out to Jason Statham sitting through all the fucking fights and not moving, bro? That dude was a
Yeah, he was the
fixture.
only one.
The entire Yeah, he was a
Everybody else was in the
fixture at that
casino
scene. I don't know
until
what
the
he
final
paid.
bout.
Yeah, I don't know what he paid for that seat, but he got his money's worth last night.
Yes, he
He
did.
sat through all the undercards and all the way up to the main fight, and he was like stone faced for most of it. But when
Yeah,
Canelo and
because
Crawford started boxing, he started getting up. He was moving and shit.
He
I
That
had a
was
want to
crazy. I
catheter
never
on.
seen a celebrity.
He had a catheter on.
I want to
I don't know. He didn't get up to
Urinal or
piss or
something.
nothing.
give a shout out to my man Jake Paul because when I tell you that Jake Paul is about his business and he knows how to be about his business, Jake Paul is about his business. Because within seconds of Canelo losing, Jake Paul was online trolling the shit out of him, calling him the most overrated boxer in history, a fucking bum, laughing at him, all kinds of shit. Jake Paul gonna get a Canelo fight. You watch.
and he's gonna get fucked up.
He don't care about getting fucked up, bro. That's the
I
point.
know that. I
I
know
can
that.
you
shut
got
up
to
to
make
Jake
it
Paul
past
Listen,
for
Tank
listen.
first,
anything.
don't you?
Tank Davis might put a beating on him, bro.
Jake
Tank
Paul's got
Davis
that
might put a
business.
beating on him, a little
No,
something.
Tank Davis gonna get beat up a little bit. He gonna
See,
win
that's
maybe.
the fight. That's the fight I wanted to see, man. Like, but I'm like, okay, this dude pretty much checked out of boxing. It shows.
You know
I
what?
really wanted to see that Tank and Bud, man, but
Yo,
it
If
don't look like
speaking
that's
of
gonna
he
happen.
was
Bud
that
would
way,
have killed him.
Oh, that'd
speaking
have
of
been a
check
murder.
speaking of checked out. Speaking of checked out. I am completely checked out on these fucking fantasy boxing fucking exhibition fights. This Mayweather Tyson shit. I'm. This is gonna be one of those.
Yeah, that's
Tyrone, you're gonna be the only one talking about this shit. I am not interested. This is so
I,
dumb.
yo, I'm sorry, man. When you said speaking of checked out, I was thinking we were
No.
going in a different direction, man. But
I know he
Oh
was.
no,
I thought
no.
he was going somewhere else too. But that's. I,
yeah,
I
yeah,
already made.
yeah.
I already.
I was with
I
you. He
already.
threw the fake.
I'm not
I already made it clear we are not going there.
I'm not
I thought he was going to talk about thou who shall not be named.
I'm
We
not
are.
gonna
yeah.
no, I'm not gonna talk about this fight. I'm not gonna talk about this fight. I'm still under the impression that this fight is not gonna occur at all. I don't think this fight's gonna happen. I think Mike's gonna be sick or something's gonna happen. They're gonna cancel this fight because this fight doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Even though I'm a fan of these kind of bullshit fights, I like it, it's boxing, whatever.
That's
But
why I said you'll
but
be covering it
no,
because
I'm not gonna be
because
covering
you
it
like
because
this shit.
I'm not gonna be covering this though because first of all, there's no weight class. Second of all, Mike can't move. We saw he couldn't move against Jake Paul. So what is he? How is he going to move against Floyd Mayweather? It's just going to be Mike standing there, and Floyd's going to be hitting him like 5 million times. Like I don't understand. This fight is not even intriguing in no way whatsoever. It's not
Well,
intriguing in no way
Mike said
whatsoever.
Jake paid him an extra 12 million to lose that fight though.
And the weight class is going to be so despairing
wow.
that there's going to have to be rules put in place for Mike to not even be able to fight. Like I don't understand. Mike's going to come in what 100
Not in the
pounds heavier
face.
than fucking Floyd, and they're going to let him punch Floyd in the face. No, it's not happening, bro. So I don't know what weight class they're going to fight at. I don't know what movements Mike is going to have. This this fight literally makes zero sense. Jake Paul
Well, it's
shit
an
makes sense.
it's an exhibition. It don't does none of that shit really doesn't really matter.
Yes, it matters. It matters a lot when you're talking about Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. Who wants to see it and why?
Mm.
Why do we want to see Mike and Floyd? We already know Mike's
Well,
too old.
No, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Ty. I don't agree with you much, but I'm with you on this, bro. I'm with you on this.
why can't it be Shannon Briggs and fucking Champ? Come on, Champ.
Let's go,
Shannon Briggs
champ.
versus
I would,
somebody,
I would
Champ.
love to see Shannon Briggs and Mike Tyson. Shannon Briggs and Mike
I
Tyson
would
would be
see. I would
awesome.
watch Shannon Briggs versus Mike Tyson though. I
Yeah,
would watch that fight.
Nah,
that's gonna be a
that
rumble.
it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to Mike right now. Shannon Briggs will eat at
No.
Mike Tyson right now.
It's
I'm
way
sorry
better than
Yeah.
that Jake
He's.
Paul fight showed us where he's at.
if Floyd wanted to do an exhibition fight, he could have fought him and De La Hoya could fight again. That would be
Well,
better
I
than
thought it
Mike
was supposed
Tyson.
to be. It was supposed to be Floyd and Roy Jones, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought we was gearing up to. Roy Jones was the one talking the shit. And then
Y'all
this
must
is
have
the thing.
forgot.
And this is the thing. We saw Roy Jones and Tyson. We saw Roy Jones and Tyson. Did we like that? No. So why do we want to see Floyd? And why do we want to see Roy Jones and Floyd? We didn't even want the Roy Jones and Floyd fight, and they was talking shit to each other. So why do we
because
want Floyd and Tyson?
because like we mentioned with Shaq earlier, Mike Tyson is the special attraction character.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. But we're on this old head shit. We could close it out with I keep hearing this conversation coming back with rap music and hip hop that it's a young man's game.
No, it's not.
And yet we are all the old heads now. I'm the youngest old head here. But as you just said, Jamal, no, it's not. Like I have to vehemently say, hell no. Hell no, it's not only a young man's game. It's just like I say with anything in life. Like TJ be playing basketball every weekend. If you can still do it, do that shit.
Yeah, shit.
And if you got the ability to do it at a high level, continue to do that shit at the high level. But if you don't, do it until you're done, is my thing. Do it until you're done. And for this conversation around rap and people, I keep hearing saying like, yo, it's a young man's game. These old heads need to make room for the youth and yada, yada, yada. Like the youth has their room. As TJ, we was saying this pre-show, the youth has their room. They have their place. But I'm sorry, the people from our era, Clips just dropped the what I now mind you, I haven't personally still listened to these albums yet. because I just need to be in the right frame of mind to sit because I have to listen to everything straight through. But everybody says Clips dropped a phenomenal album. Ghostface just dropped a
It
pretty
is.
decent, to what I word is a
Yeah.
pretty decent album. Raekwon just dropped another
Yeah,
banger album. Freaking
Cardi B
Matt
did
his
bang.
album's tough
Like
too.
Rick.
and Slick Rick just dropped the album. Mad people. You said Cardi B, yeah, whatever. But no, whatever. Actually, no, whatever to Cardi B because I like the press run that she's been on because it's been hilarious. David's like, you got to get out there and sell these albums. And so what did she do? She came back to the city. She put out a blanket on the street and was
Yeah, I saw
like
that.
she was a vendor. She was in. I seen a video a couple days ago. She was walking in the train like she was like the kids selling candy. Like she was like, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
sell my album just so I could do better with my life and make a positive example out of my like that shit is fire to me. But we can't sit back and say that the old heads from our era aren't dropping phenomenal shit. And I would say within just the generations of the past 10, 15 plus years, we've had all types of people from our era, and I'm talking that 80s, 90s eras, who still do dope shit. I know y'all seen the clip recently of the Red Bull Circle joint with Redman, Method Man, and fucking Raekwon just burn that shit down.
Yep.
Hmm.
Burn that shit down.
Hmm.
We seen what the Lock did in verses. You know what I'm saying? I'll give props to Cam and Mace on their show. It is what it is. We see what they do when they get in their moods to drop a freestyle on their show and shit like that. Like, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yo, A Ball got a hot song out that he just dropped a couple months ago. That
Word.
shit is right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like people from our era, it's yo, it's one of them things where it's like if you got the lyrical ability, it's like they say with basketball and shooters, it's you never you the last thing to go is that ratchet.
Yeah.
The last thing to go is that jump shot. And the jump shot in this case is the bars. And I'm sorry, y'all. Like, if you still got it, go get it. Now I'll give it up. The mainstream space, yeah, it's the kids. But if you still got the DJs playing the old head shit, play that shit.
Yo,
Yeah. The mainstream space.
why is it an issue though with our with this genre? Like Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen, these guys, they still come out with albums. They still go on tour.
It's
Paul
because
McCartney.
young rock musicians revere older heads, and it's not the same way as much as it is in hip hop.
Mm.
They don't say these guys are too old to hang it up. They always revere their their forefathers of the genre.
We got New Yorkers saying that they don't know shit about Nas.
That's crazy.
That's just a lack of
I just
So
You can't call yourself a New Yorker, bro. You can't say New Yorkers don't know nothing about Nas and be a New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
That don't work for a certain demographic. That is.
well, I can also see a little bit of it in the sense of like I listen to a lot of Eminem. I'm a real Eminem fan. So when I listen to his last album, like Eminem kind of like plays on that thing. Like his album before that, The Music Be Murdered By, he talks a lot about um how he's still rapping at this age and and all he's hearing is the criticism, oh, you're not as good as you was before, and you shouldn't be rapping at this age, you should be sitting down. And he's like, yeah, but y'all don't say that shit to Two Chains, and Two Chains been around longer than me and stuff like that. So he's been doing that, and now his new album is about him saying, okay, Slim Shady ain't gonna work no more. So I'm gonna get rid of Slim Shady, but before I do, he gonna go out with a bang. He gonna say all this crazy shit that he can say. And Eminem's been rapping long enough that he can do that. But here's my problem.
Hey, hold
So
on real quick, because on that Eminem tip right there, like also people don't because people get stuck in the modes of they want what they originally heard from these artists. They don't realize that like in Eminem he's been rapping like he's playing an instrument and he tries different sounds, different vibes and flows and shit that just like any form of art, it ain't gonna be for everybody, but respect.
And
And my thing is just respect the art in that he's out
respect the
there
art,
taking
yes,
chances.
Here-
It's
and
you
respect
taking
the
chances,
growth. The
but
growth,
right?
these dudes can't rap about the same shit they did when they was 19. They
Right, right,
55 with portfolios and assets and shit now.
right, right.
It ain't the same, man.
but
You know
that's
what I
part
mean?
of but that is part of the problem too. That is part of the problem too for me. That's why I appreciated when Jay-Z retired and stopped really putting out albums because it got to the point where I didn't want to hear Jay-Z rapping, even if the beat was good and what and the rhymes were decent rhymes. It was like Jay-Z, all your albums are going to be about the same shit. You ain't hustling, you ain't struggling, you ain't
That's
doing no
factual.
street shit.
Because
So so you
444 was a totally different album.
yeah, I
That
know.
That
that
was
I was
incredible.
impressed. I was impressed by that. But before that, I was like, what is when every time I hear like Jay-Z's putting out an album, I'm like, what is he gonna rap about? So 444 was him telling stories. That album was him telling stories that we ain't heard before. Getting
Mhm.
kind of he got personal. He got real personal on that album. So he evolved. He did something different.
It's because Jay always rapped his truth though.
But when you got a guy like Two Chains, I can see where you would tell Two Chains to sit his old ass down. Because my
Mhm.
man, Two Chains is a rapper that's like old, that's trying to be young. And I'm like, no, dude, just embrace who you are. Like Ghostface just raps and embraces who he is and talks his shit. And I like that. Two Chains is out here still trying to trying to contend with these young boys. No, bro, stick to what you is, rap how you rap for real. So that's where I have a problem with some of these old dudes is not doing it right, bro. Some of them is still living in that glory of what they were, and that's the
Well,
problem that I have with that.
I mean, like
That's
I'll go
Joel
to
Sant.
some.
That's Jim Jones.
Right,
Oh,
right. Well, because I was gonna say like a Busta Rhymes or even a Fat Joe and shit. Like they 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 know how to adapt with the times while still being themselves. And that's where I'll give it up to Two Chains because two you can say Two Chains and in some respects not really the drill sound, but like the way a lot of these cats rap nowadays and shit like that, like he was around for the beginning of a lot of these people, and he still sticks to he is true, his truth. But nowadays he's way more lyrical, I would say, than earlier Chains and
Yes, he
shit like
is.
that. He's way
Listen,
more
listen.
lyrical.
He's got a song. He's got an album with Alchemist and somebody else, and he's
Larry
spitting
June.
fire on that shit. Like,
Larry
yeah,
June.
Larry June, and that album's Larry June and Two Chains with the Alchemist, and he's phenomenal on that album. Phenomenal. I haven't heard him spit like that ever.
plus you gotta understand that we can listen to rap and we can go, okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, I get it, I understand it. Like a lot of times, people when they argue with me about Eminem, they said, "Oh, Eminem is
Mm.
saying crazy shit. I can't relate to nothing that he's saying," and it's like you're not really listening. And that's what the young youth are doing now. They're not listening to the lyrics because they're not understanding that you can't ask what Nas is going to rap about. You know what I mean? Because they're in that mindset of, oh, Nas don't like they only want to hear about struggling, hustling, street shit, bullshit. They don't want to hear about maturity. They don't want to hear about growth. They don't want to hear about life in general and what is happening now. So a lot of times they don't pay attention to the lyrics. So a lot of times they'll be like, oh, what's Nas going to rap about? Money? What's Nas going to rap about? Cars, bitches, shit like that. And then it's like, no, this man is rapping about real life shit. He's telling stories about some things that happened to him that may have happened to him last year and shit like that. But now it's all about what they hear and not actually deciphering, not actually really listening
Yeah,
to
yeah. You
You
see,
mean
if you
bars?
break, I mean, yeah, if you try to break down and listen to bars from some of these cats, you know. And then like I've had conversations with people of our generation to where even some of these people got to the point where it's just like, yo, for me, the music is just about the vibe. What's the vibe giving me? If the vibe is giving me what I want, then I'ma like it, which is cool to like it like that. It's cool to be a part of that. But also, too, like Jamal mentioned before, people from our generation respect the growth, respect the evolution. Because like you were saying, Tyrone, like we always saying, like you can't. Eminem could not be coming out rapping the same shit. Plain, he can't come out rapping the same shit. You know what I'm saying? He can't. You know, he would he speaking on him specifically, like you could say he eventually won and beat the allegations against how everybody used to say, well, not everybody, but a lot of people used to say he stole Cage's style. He stole Cage's style. And if you listen to Cage today, Cage is just as dark, if not darker now than what he was then. But that's his style, and that's what he chose to stick with. You know, some people they just stick with what they know, and that's it. But you gotta, even when an artist wants to grow, allow them to grow. It just might not be for you in that moment of time,
You know,
but
you
just
know,
respect the growth.
and you know it's crazy when you talk about respect, right? I was watching an interview with Ghostface, and they asked him about Action Bronson, and he was like, "I didn't have no problem with dude." He was like, "Did he sound like me?" He was like, "Yeah, he sounded like me or whatever." But he was like, "But you know, he didn't rap like me. He wasn't me." The problem that what happened was when they started comparing Action Bronson to Ghostface. Ghostface said, my man
Right.
started talking shit. Started talking like he didn't want to be compared to me. And it's like, nigga, you sound like me and you don't compare to me because I'm way better. But instead of you showing respect and taking it as a compliment, you went off the deep end to try to act like you was something that you wasn't. And then he was like,
I,
that's when it became like, yo, I'm gonna have to
and
tear
I
this
remember
up.
that. I remember that whole moment because it was Action Bronson was on ESPN, and they asked him, and what, like we say all the time, though, if you in that sport, like you're supposed to think you're better than everybody else. And number two, when it comes to Action Bronson, the man can't help his voice.
No,
You know what I'm saying? And to be
And
honest,
they
like
were on a
it,
song together.
right.
that's what
They
that's
was on a
what
few, but
Ghostface.
he don't it's and I'm gonna drop another name in a second, but like he doesn't he sounded like, if anything, if he did sound like Ghostface, he sounded like a young, early Ghostface. But lyrical content was totally different. It was like, TJ, it was like, how the fuck do you not distinguish the two? But then you have a Euro Droog. People thought that, wait a second, is this Nas? But no, Euro Droog set
Right.
himself completely separate from
Yep.
Nas. And then the name that I
Nas
love to
didn't even
always go,
acknowledge that shit.
exactly. And then the name that I love to always go back to because everybody forgot about this cat. There was a dude, and I know y'all New Yorkers should remember this because Hot 97 was trying to get him over. The dude's name was Angelus, and
What
he sounded like an early Jay-Z.
his
And he couldn't get off the ground
Oh
because
yeah, yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Jay-Z was still up here at that time. That couldn't get off. Gorilla Black sounded
That's
like an early Big.
that's
Yeah,
what I thought
yo.
you was gonna say. I thought you was
it's
gonna
not
say
about
Gorilla Black.
it's not about you saying that he can't help his voice. He sound like that's what Ghostface was saying. Like, yeah, my man voice,
Right,
his voice
right.
sounds like mine. His voice was similar to mine. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that's all Action Bronson had to say. All he had to say was, "Yo, I don't rap the same shit as him. I don't have the same flow as him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's my voice."
he
But
fed into the
he,
conversation. He fed
right,
into the conversation on TV.
and that's where the
I
bullshit
didn't forget
was.
that. I
Like,
remember that.
yo, I don't have to sit up here. There's no reason for me to say that I'm better than Ghostface at all. Yeah, we sound similar. That's just my voice. We don't rap about the same things. Ghostface is a legend. I respect him and keep it moving. But to act like you was offended, to act like you was offended because somebody
Nah, he
said
did.
that you remind him of Ghostface Killer, that's where
I,
Ghostface said the man acted like he was offended by it. And that's why
yeah,
Ghostface ended up having a
yeah,
problem with it.
I remember the whole thing. I personally didn't take it like Action was offended. He just tried to be like, yeah, yeah, better. Because again, of course, if you're in this, you're gonna think, especially when it comes to
He took
rap,
the bait.
TJ. Yeah, he bit the bait for sure.
Yeah, he took the bait, and that's what happened. But like you say a rapper that stays in his lane. G Rap has been in one lane his whole entire career,
That nigga don't rap different for nobody.
No,
and 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 people love when he spits. He can come out with an album tomorrow. You know what you're getting with G Rap,
Yeah,
the gutter of the most gutter. You know what I'm saying?
here's the problem though. You
Same with
kind of
MOP.
you kind of gotta have a little bit of culpability in your rap music. Now I know some people can ignore it because I know that they were saying like that what you're saying, what your raps is, what you do, that kind of thing. You got to have a little bit of culpability. Like for me, back when I was doing street shit, I could rap about it. Back when I was in the army, I could rap about it. Right now, man, what I'm going to rap about? Homework and dishes. That's my life. Going to work, doing homework, washing dishes, bro. I can't make a rap song about that, right? So at me at 47, if I came out to rap, I'm going to have to rap some bullshit. I'm going to have to make some shit up. I'm going to have to rap some street shit, rap some money shit, rap some shit that everybody that knows me know is fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so when you got guys that's over 40 that's rapping some street shit that got money, you kind of looking at them like, bro, you ain't outside, bro. You ain't outside.
I
You know
get
what I
that.
mean?
I get that. But then Jamal, you have a Black Thought who at probably 50 plus continues to smoke the mic no matter where the fuck he's at.
A lot of them dudes do, man. I mean,
Dan, I
it's
got a better example for you.
so as you get older, you get better. A lot of these dudes, and as you see, the ones that are still out there doing it, who outsold who on tours this year in hip hop? Old heads or young heads, right? So, and those that are still
Old heads
around,
for sure.
the craftsmanship got better. The craftsmanship is still there. Meth can still spit. Redman can still spit. Nas can still spit. You don't think Jay Z can still spit and get out there and kill somebody if he needed to? It just there. It just like you said. Some shit is for the radio and selling records, and some shit is for the love of the craft. And I think that's the older you
But
get, the more you want to see the craftsmanship and everything and respect for the craft. So, but some people, yeah, it's just about the vibe and how the music makes them feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't call yourself a hip hop head
yeah,
though. You know what I mean?
no, I like that. I like that. But another example of rhyming about their life day to day, Little Brother's last album, that was all that was about was life. And that was a
Dude,
fire album. It was like an adult contemporary rap album.
dude, that made a law watch. Yo, I swear, little brother manless. That group feels like they give me a vibe of like, yo, I know these niggas. Like I've been that because yo, they I mean, not to mention people thinking that like I look like a mix between both of them at certain times of life. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, like
Yeah,
the the relatability because they're so close in age with me too. I think Fonte and Tig is both like
yeah.
just. I think they're Tyrone's age.
Early
So it's
40s.
like
Early 40s.
it's no, they're older than me. They're older than me. I think Tigger was born in '78, so he's a year older than me. So, yo, it's that it's that connectability of yo, it's real life. Like I'm just on some grown man shit. I'm on some adult shit now. Like it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. And then I'll give two more names. Like I say it all the time. Master Ace,
Hmm.
Master Ace to this day, that man he can't drop nothing whack. And I don't say that out of bias. Like, no, go listen to his shit. It's nothing is ever terrible. Nothing. And then shouts out to the homie because we're gonna get him back eventually. Tracy Lee is consistently
Yeah,
dropping new shit on the internet, smoking motherfuckers on the mic. But rapping
yeah,
within his lane because you're of a certain age, you're of a certain era. I still got this ability that could kick your fucking ass on the microphone, and I'm talking in my lane. I'm not trying to be young nigga this, young nigga that. I am in my lane.
And
Yo,
you,
I can't find that first Tracy Lee album anywhere, man. By the
you
way,
know, you know what
I,
else it
I
is?
got it. I got the CD.
Now, I was gonna say we could get it for you. We could get it.
There's and you know what else it is too though about this argument that I realized there's a bunch of jealousies on both parts of this equation. There's the jealousy of the old heads to the youngins, and there's the jealousy of the youngins to the old heads. And here's the problem: there's a jealousy because the old heads are like, yo, y'all not respecting what we had to do to make this money. Y'all not respecting what we had to do to be successful in this business. You had to take them fucked up, raggedy ass record deals. If you wanted to be a rapper, you had to take a fucked up deal. You had to go to Diddy. You had to go to, you know what I mean? You had to go to Suge Knight and Bad Boy and Death Row and take fucked up contracts. And you didn't have money for lawyers to read over your stuff and all this and all that. And you young rappers can come out now and just go on YouTube. And all these rappers is making millions of dollars and none of them have record deals. None of them had to go to and sell tapes out
It
their cars and do all them
is
things.
it ain't necessary, but I
So the
like what you're
old head,
saying because they set the table for this.
right. So the old heads do have a little bit of a sense of resentment towards the young kids. And these young kids have resentments towards the old heads because I think a lot of them sit back and go, damn, bro, I'm not really hustling. I'm not really taking this rap game seriously. I'm going home and doing a bunch of bullshit and I'm making all of this money. And these guys is out here telling me how they hustle, and then they gotta listen to it. These kids act like they don't listen to this shit, but these young rappers are listening to that shit. They
And
seeing
see,
they seeing
I don't,
Ghostface shit. I'm
I
just
don't, but
saying.
I don't think I no, I know what you're saying, but I don't think a lot of the old heads we say that, right? We say that, and I think we say that from a fan level because when I hear some of these old heads talk, they actually do give props to a lot of these younger cats.
I'm not
They
saying they
do.
don't.
A lot of these people do give it up to a lot of these younger cats. I don't think the resentment is there. I think the
No,
resentment
no,
comes
no,
from the older heads who think that they should still be revered in a certain light, like
no,
like a
no,
MC Shan or some shit like that. You know what I'm
no,
saying? And
not that.
I'm not saying it to shit on Shan or nothing, but like it's sometimes it's old heads like that look at it like or if you listen to New York radio and listen to Chuck Chill Out talking about no space music, no this and that. Like those are the old heads that are like that. It's
No,
like yo, chill. The youth got something, but
no, it's
that's
the
not
only.
your lane.
But it's still like I can't sit back and say that there will be no resentment in me when I'm listening to when I know that there's a young kid that made millions of dollars and I'm listening to garbage. You can't tell me there's not no resentment. They might not say it because they might have enough respect for the young boys to say it. But if you sitting in your house and you are OG, if you go say Smith, man, you sitting in your house and you are OG and this kid make millions of dollars and you listening to garbage, bro. You cannot tell me you don't feel no type of way about that. When you
Oh,
know
yeah,
what you
yeah.
did,
No,
you know what you put out there. You know
I
what I'm saying?
agree. But
So
I'm
I
just
know
saying. What
that
I'm
some
saying
guys,
is in public
no,
though,
no,
a
no.
lot of these guys do give props to the youth.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
because some guys are mature enough to go, I'm not gonna hate on these kids though. It's a different era, it's a different time frame. They got different means to make money. If we would have had Netflix, YouTube and all that, we would have been doing the same thing. So there are guys that can hold that resentment and be respectful about it. But I'm saying a lot of these arguments come from these old heads, they don't even have valid points. And when I hear old heads talking shit that don't have valid points, I go, yo, you just mad. You just resentful because these young boys didn't have to put in the work you had to put in. But I also know that my cousin raps down south, and he tells me all the time that sometimes it be pissing him off that he listens to like Method Man and Ghostface and guys like that, and he listens to Jamal just said, Method Man can still kill it, Ghostface can still kill it, right? And he's telling me that sometimes he be listening to these dudes and he go like, damn man, that dude will eat me alive. Here I am thinking I'm the shit, and here it is, Method Man, 50 years old, and he'll tear me up. You know what I mean? That bothers him
Right,
a little
right.
bit.
Because like, oh, you just went to get the ice, but I wanted to go to you. Like, we all remember DMX's thoughts on Drake, but then eventually X changed his tune because he was like, yo, Drake freaking like he's feeding families and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's putting money in people's pockets. He's employing people and shit like that. And then it became like a yo, like I can't hate on that no more. The dude's doing his thing. He has his gravitational pull around him when it comes to fans and things like that. And like I mean, even people like myself, I would say like I stopped hating on Drake years ago because I always knew the kid could rap. He just didn't rap for me. But there's no hating on Drake because it's just we can recognize Jamal as older people. It's like when something ain't for us, just something ain't for us. We don't have
That's
to
it.
hate the person. We don't have to hate them. It's just not for me at that time. But you might do some shit. Perfect example, and then I'm gonna pass it back to you, Jamal. Like Memphis Bleak. Shouts out to Memphis Bleak. He got a dope pod right now, rock solid. And I've been listening to it because the stories and shit that they give on it is dope. I still to this day, like, I never really liked a Memphis Bleak album, but I never thought he couldn't rap. And
Right.
when that man featured on some shit, he usually smoked it. But his albums just weren't for me because all the whole body of work just wasn't for me. But were there joints on there? Yeah. But I knew even from my era shit, like, oh, and I knew what was for me and what wasn't. But I was still able to give props. Like I remember, TJ, I don't doubt you'll remember this. I had it out with somebody in HHDG where I said, yo, because this dude started thinking I was talking reckless and I was on some, yo, I'll give you my fucking address
Yeah, I remember that.
because it was that hot. I was like, I'll give you my address because you're taking this shit to a point that's no other. Because he thought I was disrespecting Bleak, but it wasn't a disrespect of Bleak. I
Yo,
said,
yeah,
did he make good?
I agree with you. I agree with you on that shit, man. I mean, yo, the last album he came out with Dear Summer on it, that wasn't even his song. You know what I'm saying? That was probably the best song on the album.
And he's got a
It's
project coming out if it's not out already. I want to hear it because that could be better than the other stuff to me.
right, right. Yeah,
Um,
I respect his work, but yeah, I'm like you, man. The albums and it's just not for me.
But
we live in a world now that, and I don't like it. It's like not liking something is taken as hate every time. When I talk to my kids and they be playing their
right,
music, and I
Yes.
just be like, I don't like that. And like, oh, Dad, you just hating. I'm not hating because I say I don't like it. That don't mean I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying it's fucked up. I'm not saying that you shouldn't like it. What I'm saying is I don't like that. That's it. There's no hate. It's just I don't like it. It ain't for me. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
That's all it is. As soon as you say you don't like something else, you hate it. You a hater. You you
I
talking
always tell
shit.
people, hate is a strong word. I don't even know this dude enough to hate them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What they stand for, what they doing. I just don't. If that music's not for me, it's not for me. You
That's all
want to
right.
turn up to it? Turn up to it. I don't give
And
Now,
a fuck.
now,
You know
now,
what I'm
now,
saying?
if I say, yo, this album is trash, then yeah, take it as I hate it.
but I don't
Take
get
it
to
as I
that.
hate
Listen, but I don't get to that point though. See, that's the thing. I can't. I don't get to the point where I have to call nothing trash. My daughter literally put something on. I listen to it after 30 seconds. I'm like, no, I don't like that. And then I don't have to find out that it's trash. And I don't have to put that person, who's that, Lil Yachty? Okay, remind me I'm not going to never play a Lil Yachty album up in here. So I don't get to the
but
point where I got to call the shit trash. I just
but see,
ignore them. I ignore it.
I could dig that. I could dig that, but also too, I don't, I don't throw artists away that quickly because depending because eventually they might do some shit that I might like. Like I mentioned Drake. Like there's some songs of Drake like that I can tolerate. I'm
So they
not
put,
gonna go listen to a full album. I don't know no names right now. I would have to
You're not
go
looking
back and
for it.
think.
no,
But
no, no,
I'm
damn,
no.
not
you know,
look
I got a
right.
name for
Say-
you.
No, no, say it.
If
I'm
I
not
see
look.
Shorty B dropping, I'm just
I'm not.
saying.
I'm not. Point like TJ said is I'm not looking for it. But but
listen.
if I come across some shit that it could be stick artists could Waka Flocka is one of them cats. When he came out, it was just like, what is this bullshit? Why are you rapping this Waka? And then I heard him actually rap, and I was like, yeah, okay, you can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Uh,
it's just damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
Cause Dan faded to black and threw you off.
Yeah, yeah, it did. But anyway, anyway, um,
Yeah, I got an alert that Dallas
I,
Goddard is out, and he's locked in my starting lineup because I didn't put in Nick Fant
he was
or
out
Neil
since
Fant.
Thursday.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
dumbass move on my part. Oh well.
Anyway, anyway, to Dan's point where, you know, they could put out something later. Like you'll hear a single or something like that, and you're like, oh shit, they were really rapping on it. Let me go check it out or something like that. But to your point, Ty, like, you know, rappers can evolve. It goes back to what we were saying. Rappers can evolve.
Yeah,
Yo,
but it's not.
Migos is perfect example for me. You know, when they came out, I was like, yo, this shit ain't for me. This shit is trash, whatever, whatever. But then the last J1 con, I was driving home and I said, you know what? Let me give them another chance. And all I did was put on their best of, and I was like, yo, I can actually fuck with some of this shit. Because I gave him a second chance. And I said, I didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That always
I,
that always can happen. But I'm just saying, when my daughters bring me that, I listen to it. Okay, that's trash. I'm not listening to it now. But you always hear it. You always hear it. Like my daughters get like
Yeah.
if I say I'm not listening to it, I'm not listening to it. But my daughters will come in and they'll play something, or they'll be on YouTube, or they'll be somewhere else, and I'll be like, hold on, who that? And they'll go, that's. And my daughters always call me out on that shit too. They call me out on it and go, oh, that's Little Yachi. I thought you said you wasn't going to listen to him. And it's like, oh, but that's all right, though. I listen to this song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's always
Listen, I was a 2 Chainz hater for a long time. He said, I wish a nigga would kitchen cabinets. And I was just like, yo, I'm never listening to this shit ever again because that shit made no sense.
son,
None.
computers
but-
cuting.
Yeah. But when I heard him on that Larry June album with Alchemist, I mean, he's been rhyming decently since then. It took me a while to come back around on him, but you know, for a long time, 2 Chainz come on. I'm turning if it ain't in my car or I can't control the radio or the iPod or whatever the fuck the Spotify playlist. He ain't getting no play ever.
Yeah.
Yo,
No, it's always dope when something grows on you. That's why you never just
Yeah.
think something's completely trash. You know,
Yeah.
unless it is completely trash. But you know,
I had,
it's good to recognize when something's not for you or you're not the target market or something, and just keep it moving. You know.
Yep.
you know
Yo,
what?
2 Chainz is watch out, little bitch. That was the turn for me. Cause that shit had me. And then the video, yeah, that was the video with him, like he was fucking his head was going on like different people, and he was like a little baby and shit like that. That was the turn for me. And then another one I'm thinking about, like, cause I remember shouts out to the homie KB when he was doing his Ustream radio show. And I was throwing in there like, yo, play that OG Mako. Rest in peace, OG Mako. That fucking but you guessed it. Like that shit, like it was a vibe that caught me. Most people would probably think that shit was whack, but I fucking loved it because it hit me pause at the right time. It got
You,
me at the right time.
you know when it hits me and it's crazy, right? I give you a prime example. I hated Drake. Like I was just like, yo, I don't like dude. I'm not into Drake. I'm not nothing, right? And I didn't realize that Drake had hit me. I know my kids was in love with Drake. They was part of that Drake mafia or whatever. And my kids was in there playing Drake. But you know when it hit me? I'm riding home from work in the car one day, and I'm just driving in the car, and I found myself in the car, and I'm like, Kiki, do you love me? And I'm singing it, and I'm driving through it. I'm like, oh shit. Because that shit was in my house so much, and the kids
Got
were
him.
singing it all the time. And it just got to the point where I'm in the car and it's on, and I'm just like, I'm bopping and I'm singing it, and I'm like, oh shit, if Drake got me, like,
You know,
That's one of them things that the radio does to you though. It put when they constantly playing songs, it becomes an earworm.
Programming.
Yeah.
Yep, programming.
You fucking around and
you know what else
the
does
whole
that shit
song
to
by
you?
heart, yo.
When you got young kids and you got to watch the same fucking Disney movie 9,000 times and you catch yourself bar for bar with all the parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Bar for bar. You know that Disney
Yep.
song? Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say, Tyrone. I was gonna say, I know we know the theme songs to fucking. We used to know the theme songs to iCarly, to Victorious, to
I
fucking
definitely
Sam and
know that.
Cat. Yeah, like TJ said, yo, you get stuck with your kid watching these shows.
And I be in
You
look, and I be embarrassed because the kids be looking at me, and I be like, leave it all to me. Now, what you doing?
right,
Oh shit.
right.
Yo, when I finally watched that movie, man, and I was that Disney movie, and I was able to get that reference. We don't talk about Bruno. Yo, I felt like I was part of the In Club, man.
Right?
Yo, that's all I was saying around the house. I'm like, yo, what are y'all talking about?
We don't talk about Bruno. No. And that should be coming back to me. So many, a lot of shit like that be coming back. But that's just, again, like Jamal said, programming. We
Yeah,
get, we get programmed. We get conditioned by the radio, TV, and all that shit. But again, it goes back to like what you like, love what you love. And as I say, especially to people of our generation, don't, like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just because you think certain, and it generally ends up becoming a conversation about rap on radio. Just because the shit's on the radio doesn't mean that there isn't some dope shit out there. Like I was playing, I'm gonna end it after this, but I was driving into work yesterday. I forgot what block I was driving down, and I'm blasting MOP. It's 2 days ago. No, yeah, 2 days ago. I was blasting MOP. And this dude was cleaning the street. He was like, "Yo, they don't make rap music like that, like they used, like this anymore." And I said, "Nah, brother, absolutely they do." And then I gave him, I was like, I had told him hit HHGG Media. If the website, I don't even know if our website's still up, but hit HHGG Media. I was like, my man puts up blogs on all types of new rappers that rap the style that you like. And it goes back to what I always say: stop being a hip hop lazy and just get back to the essence of digging for what you want.
yep,
And we done.
All right.
With that being said, oh, you know what to do.
yes, sir. Yo, great show, man. I enjoyed myself today, man. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to people in the comments. Shout out to my crew right here, my other starting five members, and that's it, man. Wait till next week. Do it again next week. All right. Pass it off to Jamal.
Yo, shout out to everybody. It's good to be back. Shout out to the listeners. Any comments we may have had, Maya, Lisper, TJ, Senior Hot Minute, Big O. Peace to Ishtar, to Hooks Rub, Dubby. Peace to Disabled Planets. Peace to Ill Magic. And everybody protect your neck. Throw it over the tie.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to everybody. Once again, I enjoyed the show, and I just want to say, Cardi B is coming out on September 19th. Y'all need to get that album, download it, whatever. And also, I want to say, y'all got me getting back in the booth. So Lisperlicious might be dropping this year later on, since I'm just saying, bro. We can do it. We can do it, right? Y'all just said y'all about to go ahead.
I ain't mad at that.
Do it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the booth coming soon, baby. TJ, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. Sorry about last week. Good to be back. It was a good show. Love you guys. I'm glad we all were here today. Got to see the whole squad. Shout out to listeners and everybody. And Giants up 23-20 in the fourth quarter. That's all I got.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
I like that score. And Tyrone, I can't hate, because I was in the car I think maybe the same day I was talking about the brother I was talking to through the window. I keep occasionally thinking and feeling like I'm writing some shit in my head. And one of the few things that I haven't done within this hip hop culture was record a full song. I freestyled on some shit before, like we was just on some funny shit, and I'm mad that I haven't even seen the dude anymore. Well, no, the dude whose house we was at, just bullshitting and rapping, freestyling just off the top of the head, dumb shit. He lost all of that content so many years ago, and I had it on CD somewhere, and I lost it. I don't even remember what I was saying. It was just coming off dumb, but it was dumb shit that's so funny. But I trust. I thought the same thing, kid. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Let's go. Start and file the whole album, Jamal. You can get on the track.
Oh, no. Oh
Jabal
no.
saying shoot the video. He'll shoot the video.
That's it. That's
Jamal, I
I'm
love
in
the
my
shirt,
lane,
brother.
bro.
I love the shirt,
Thank
Jamal.
you. Thank
That
you.
shit is
Thank
funny
you.
as fuck.
What does it say?
Barrington Levy, I for you.
Oh.
Bumba Clyde.
Yeah, man. But yeah. Hooks Rub, 20% off your order using the code STAR5, 10% off at Dubby. And last but not least, rest in peace to the 3 children shot in Colorado in the school.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace to
Oh, yeah.
the kids who were shot in Minnesota last month while praying. And yeah, empathy and sympathy goes to those families. With that being said, we out. Peace.
Peace.